sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. It's time how we do. Hey. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we hit. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing hot wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go.
Tragic. What's that spell, Loke?
Would you let me get through the intro, Ham? Would you give me that?
Tragic.
Tremendous.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to God damn it, Ham, stop it. Welcome to yet another episode of the Lowdown on TSWS Gaming. I'm Loke 7, he's Ham Solo, and the occasion calls for it. We also have Mr. Matt Likes Games, the guy that looks like Thanos at the bottom. And we will be receiving Mr. K Mega in a little bit. Ham, you're muted, bro. You're muted.
I said he's a little under the weather, but trust, he is on his way. I can hear him coming.
Every Xbox influencer, podcaster, I don't care if they're under the weather, if they just got an amputation, if their mother died. No, I don't care. I don't care, and they don't care. Everyone will be available today. All right. So I'm sure K Mega is about to be up in here. Anyway, how are you guys doing? What have you been playing? Can we at least get through that before the shenanigans and stuff?
Matt, go ahead and do that, brother.
Baldur's Gate 3, it's Call of Duty, Halo. They just added Legendary Firefight, so I'm on that like just 10 minutes ago. NBA with Ham. I don't think I'm missing nothing there. Avatar. Ham also playing Avatar a little bit. And by the way, Ham, it has a cool feature that the stuff I played in your game, when I boot up my game, it just lets me skip it to that point. So I'm already caught up to you.
Oh, wow. That's fire.
Yeah. So we're good. And I get the achievements, which is nice. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Okay. Sorry, Ham. Before you go, welcome in Mr. Joy the Dark. Came in here first, my brother in Kojima. Welcome. Vincent Vega, welcome also. Mr. Matt Likes Games, he's already here. Son of a Sensei 808, Yodani, and Michael Ladner. Michael is blaming the Xbox and Xbox fanboys and Microsoft for the leaks. So,
what happened?
We now
Mike?
know the source.
He changed his name. What is happening over there right now? This man changed his name. What happened, brother? I thought you were Mike Johnson. Is this a different Mike?
He didn't change the profile pic. You done messed up, bro.
Man, what happened? Something crazy happened in the last 24 hours.
Ham, what have you been playing?
Oh yeah. I forgot that's what the subject that we were still on.
Oh my Lord.
As of lately, or as of the last couple days, I've been playing Halo, Call of Duty, Avatar, Vampire Survivors, NBA 2K 2024 with Matt and Bill yesterday. I played with Bill
Bill the
yesterday.
gamer.
That was pretty dope. Yeah. Bill is an NBA fanatic, so like he's always down to play that whenever he's off of work, which he said he'd be off work tonight, Matt. So just keep that in mind if we trying to run some threes on there. Be totally down. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Look, can we move on? Or I guess what have you been playing?
Guy.
Sorry.
Yeah, you really want to get into it. This guy. It's fine. It's fine. Let's get into it. All right. Let's start off with the IGN article over here, and then we'll segue into the tweets that you mentioned earlier on, Ham. I would also like to address your specific tweet that you brought up, that someone mentioned. I think it was Jeff Grubb who mentioned that when a game goes to Game Pass, it's a dub for Game Pass. When a game goes to PS Plus, it's a dub for the game itself, and how, if that logic makes sense or not. We'll get to those, but let's get to the hackers release. Okay, here we go. So
you want to talk about what you've been playing? You ain't been playing no games,
right?
Well, I should have recorded this. We should have done this. I should have done this for the pre-show. I'm doing something weird. I've been doing something weird for the last 2 days. I don't know if I can sustain it, but we'll see.
Playing games?
Essentially, I'm going to bed at 9 p.m. or before 9 p.m., right? Latest 9 p.m. And then I'm waking up at like 3 in the morning to hit the gym and then do the most that I can in terms of productivity until about like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And it's been wild. Like, I'm seeing lots of gains, especially on the professional side. In terms of games, Metal Gear Solid, the Master Collection, and Football Manager. So that's what I've been up to.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, no, it's cool, dude. It's cool. It feels
he's so disrespectful.
I'm saying it feels like it feels taxing, but so rewarding at the same time.
No, that's awesome. I'm just talking about your poor choice in games.
Yeah, that's what he's talking. I caught
that. I wasn't talking about you like being productive. That's fantastic. I'm just talking you're relaxing with terrible games. That's
my Lord.
Mad disrespectful.
G maybe look getting yoked. Actually, I'm not even getting yoked. I'm now spending less time at the gym, but now what I'm doing is, because I do it from like 3:30 to 4, because I live far from the city. Because I do it for like 1 hour every single day, right? It feels like I'm doing more, because when I used to do it after work, like Tuesdays, I couldn't do it because I had to quickly get home for the show, right? Fridays, same thing. Saturdays, it messes with everything else in terms of like family events and whatever. But no one's up at 3 in the morning. Everyone's sleeping. So literally, I can do whatever. So it feels like I could probably do it more times, but reducing the actual amount of time that I'm there doing whatever it is that I'm doing. So it's a weird little thing that I'm trying, and I hope I can keep doing it. We'll see. Are you filming negative gym encounters for your YouTube channel? No, I'm a real person. All right? I have a life. I'm not an NPC. I'm not looking for validation from anyone. Literally, I'm there for me, bro. So don't worry. Loke found private time at 3 a.m. All right, you know what? I didn't want this to become a thing. Let's go back to the exciting story here. Appreciate the support in the chat, though. The hackers who breached Marvel's Spider-Man developer Insomniac and threatened to release confidential data unless they were paid 50 BTC or around $2 million US within 7 days have made good on their threat after Sony reportedly refused to meet their demands. According to Cyber Daily, the ransomware group Reseda released the 1.67 terabytes of data made up of more than 1.3 million files, which contain a variety of videos and images showing upcoming game, Marvel's Wolverine, personal staff information, and even a contract signed by both Marvel and Sony for future projects. Just reading it out loud, that's crazy. Videos showing early Wolverine footage and unannounced characters are now online, as is the game's cast, a list of locations, the plot, and a target release date. Insomniac's release slate up to the end of 2033 is also listed alongside estimated development budgets. The data reportedly also includes a bootable build of Wolverine. God damn! When news of the data breach first emerged, Sony issued a statement saying it had launched an investigation, confirmed that no other Sony division were affected. Neither it nor Insomniac have commented on its latest publication of the material. All right, so before we carry on, let's put a pin in it. Up to this point, boys, what are your thoughts on this one? Matt, you can go first.
All jokes aside, shout out to Sony for not playing ball with that, because as bad as it is for them right now, and it's bad, it'd be a lot worse if they play ball with that. So hats off to them for not doing that, but god damn, is that a lot? It's just not good. That's just not good at all.
That's like over a terabyte of information.
Yeah,
1.67.
Yeah, it was a lot. Like you have the Insomniac stuff, internal documents. It's like all the things you really don't want leaked got leaked, man.
Employee information as well.
Yeah,
which is super not cool.
It's not good, dude. It's I don't know what else you could really say about it. Like up to 2033 for Insomniac stuff, and that's just wild. I thought it was originally 2030, which was crazy enough, but if it's going past that, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. This is the craziest leak I've maybe ever seen. I mean, and it's wild. It happens the same year as Xbox had their leak.
Yeah, but Xbox kind of did it to themselves, right?
They did. They put their foot in their
mouth. And technically, that wasn't a leak, right?
Well,
right.
It was because it came out.
Yeah, but when you're the one putting it
by
out,
definition, yeah.
For me, I think leak is when like an external source reaches in and then exposes whatever. But when you're the one who makes a mistake and then you are the one who actually publishes said leak, I don't know. I think we're looking for another word here. I don't think it's a leak.
It's incompetence.
I think it's many things.
It was an incompetent leak. It was an incompetent leak.
All right. Ham, what are your thoughts on this?
Shout out to Voidlock in the chat saying Sony has the security of the 3 little pigs with no bricks. God damn. And that's mighty true, because it's just like they had this leak. Supposedly they had accounts hacked as well earlier this year, or that lost access. What else has happened? I mean, it's just been a ridiculous time over there, and you can just and I've actually went on to say and agree with K Mega, because K Mega said this a few months back, but I wasn't really buying it at that time. I was just like he was telling me, this is the worst year Sony's ever had, and I was like, I don't know, like PS3 time, they had some pretty hard times. I mean, you look at what was it, the the hack over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. The PSN was down for a minute, bro.
Right, that was down for like a month, and and what else was I thinking? Yeah, their games were just slow. I mean, it's very identical, kind of, just in a different kind of way, right? But
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. This is like just one thing after another. Not only is it like some of these leaks and what I was saying before, but it's also like development issues with games that they were working on for years. If we're talking about like something like Factions, Naughty Dog, having to lay off a bunch of different people and stuff like that. It has not been looking good over there as of recent. And then on top of like just the Naughty Dogs things that were leaked, there's other information about how Sony kind of took in what had happened with the whole ABK merger and everything like that. So there's just so much to unpack with this whole thing that I don't feel like I can just do it in like a 2-minute segment of my turn, or Matt could do it in a minute or two segment of his turn, or like this is gonna take a hot second to dissect. Like really, literally, I mean, I see all these topics that you sent me, Loke. We don't need any of that stuff today, because in all actuality, there was so much done with this leak that had happened that we could talk about this for probably like, I mean, we're not going to, but we could talk about it for like 5 hours, because there's
not
literally
cover everything.
So much that happened and got shown off, and I just think it's insane. I'm sitting here trying to buy a little bit of time for K Mega to get here, but he ain't doing shit. I don't know what this man is up to. Said 5 minutes, like 25 minutes ago. So shit, I don't know what's going on with that man. But yeah,
I think he's overwhelmed, Ham. I think he's overwhelmed.
He might be. I mean, I don't think.
I don't think anyone
on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't think anyone had everything that's happened today on their bingo card. No one had this. All right. Welcome.
I gotta go answer the door, though. I'll be right back.
All right. Welcome in, Raichi, RSJ fan, Big Mad Mo. Matt.
Yeah.
There's something that I wanted to quickly touch on that Ham hasn't. Are you conflicted about covering or talking about this subject?
Am I conflicted about cover? It's not even really conflicted. I don't like the idea of going into deep. Like, we know storyline stuff has leaked. We know characters have leaked. I don't have a problem with reporting that, hey, this stuff has leaked, but don't tell me the specifics of it. Like, hey, the story leaked, and here's the story. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just tell me the story leaked. Let me know that I should be I should avoid it or be on the lookout for it, whichever your mentality is for it. But don't tell me the specifics of it. Me personally, don't give me specifics on stuff like that, especially because it's like, dude, Insomniac's an awesome studio. I don't want to know every single detail of every single game until 2033. I don't want to know that.
But Matt, are you doing a disservice to the people that watch and subscribe to your channel when you purposefully? Because the reason why we have shows like the Lowdown, Bosin, the two-player podcast. Shout out to you guys. You guys are doing some good stuff on the two-player podcast. is to engage and interact with whatever's going on in gaming. Are you engaging and interacting when you are opting not to discuss the topics fully? Is this not the same as
wait, are we referring
when the whole Final Fantasy thing happened, right? When the whole Final Fantasy racist happened.
Yeah.
Is this not the equivalent of being like, I don't think it's right for us to discuss the fact that there's no black people in the game? In a way, that's a spoiler. In a way, that is a spoiler for the entire story. Now you know that there's no black people from start to finish. But go ahead.
Sure. Are we referring to Kind of Funny? Because I saw they were like, we're not even going to acknowledge it.
Yes.
Like I agree with that. I agree that is a disservice. I'm just saying, like,
not even acknowledging it.
Yeah, not even acknowledging that it happened is a disservice. Because that's insane. It's like it's massive, huge news that whether with or without you, people will find out.
Yes.
So it's like, so that is a disservice. But like, if Kind of Funny was like, hey, we'll tell you that this stuff happened and like some details and everything, but we're not going to spoil the game for you. We're not going to spoil, like, dive into things that are very, very spoilery of the game. Like, if they said that, I'd be like, that's totally fine. But they just said, no, we're straight up not even going to acknowledge that it happened, which is nuts.
Okay, but for me, I just feel like purposefully saying that we're only going to discuss this side, it's wrong in my opinion. It's as wrong as what the guys at Kind of Funny are saying that they're going to do, or that they're currently doing. It's cool, man. It's cool. Chio brings up a good point. Kind of Funny covered the Capcom leak in 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's another angle. Because then it's like, are you willing to do this forever and for everyone? And if you don't do it, now your credibility is on the line. Because now it's like, okay, but why is it you'll do it for these guys, but you won't do it for those guys? You
100%.
get me?
I agree with that. Like, and that's why I think what Kind of Funny is doing is kind of weird. It's kind of suspect that you would.
Which is why it makes sense for me that the easiest way to maintain consistency is to just report it all.
That's right. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong for thinking that. Like, there's a lot of people who think that, and I'm not going to say that's incorrect.
Because most people, Matt and Ham, I'm sorry, you caught us in the middle of the whole discussion, but most people cannot keep it consistent of, we won't report on leaks. Most people can't do it. Why? Because there's stuff that is just so big and so influential that you can't avoid it. And then you want to report that, but then the other stuff that now it's convenient for you not to report it, then you look like a phony. You look like a fake. And I'm not even saying that about my buddy Paris. But Ham, jump in here real quick. The discussion here is like, what are your thoughts on? Are you conflicted on reporting or discussing the leaks?
I wouldn't want to share the videos themselves of what was leaked and stuff like that, but I totally feel 100% comfortable talking about like pieces of it and like just like the excitement pieces behind it, or maybe the unexciting things about it, right? But as for like me trying to like share what they've been trying to keep secret, like in the sense of like the actual game footage and stuff like that, I'm not gonna do that. like to me that's a little over the top. Like and like it's already kind of enough that it leaked out, and to me it's just like, if you really want to see that, go look it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll talk about like what I had seen, and there's so much more to this than just the video that leaked. I mean, the video and stuff was probably like the most entertaining part of it.
That was just
In the
surface level.
sense of like, oh, I finally get to see what Sony's cooking, because we've all we've all been sitting back and wondering like, what the heck is Sony's next game and stuff like that. And by the way the leaks look, this isn't really the next Sony game.
What do you mean it's not the next Sony game? Okay, you know what? Hold on. Before we get there, because it feels like we're about to get in the messy side. We'll get there. Buenos dias, Jason Portillo. Mahalo, Blind Giant. Welcome in. Appreciate the support. Let's carry on with the article. Cyber Daily published a statement attributed to Reseda spokesperson, and here's the quote: "Yes, we knew who we were attacking. We knew that developers making games like this would be an easy target. We were able to get the domain administrator within 20 to 25 minutes of hacking the network. Sony has launched an investigation, but it would be better in the backyard." Apparently, the Reseda spokesperson said money was the only motive for the attack. The data released includes a slide that reveals Insomniac's upcoming games list. The planned games are Marvel's Venom in 2025, Marvel's Wolverine in 2026, Marvel's Spider-Man 3 in 2028, a new Ratchet and Clank in 2029, Marvel's X-Men in 2030, and an untitled new IP in 2031 or 32. As with all the information revealed in the data breach, this release slate is subject to change, obviously. Another slide shows an extended roadmap that includes multiple X-Men games and a second new IP released in 2035. Yet another slide details Insomniac's multiplayer ambitions, which include Spider-Man 2 Online for 2024, Wolverine Online for 2026, and X-Men Online for 2028. These release plans may now be out of date. The X-Men license terms are detailed. $120 million is listed as a development budget for each game, with $30 million earmarked for marketing. All X-Men games are meant to launch by 2035, with PlayStation console and PC down as platforms. Insomniac's Venom game is fully detailed. It's called Venom Lethal Protector and leads into Spider-Man 3 following the events of Spider-Man 2. It sounds like Venom is to Spider-Man 2 what Miles Morales was to Spider-Man, offering an 8 to 10 hour standalone experience. A Q2 release window or 2025 release window is mentioned alongside a $50 price point. Another slide suggests Spider-Man 3 may launch in 2 parts, with part 1 down for holiday 2027 and part 2 pegged for holiday 2028. Multiplayer is listed to launch alongside part 1. A combo game is down for 2029. Again, these plans may be out of date. So Ham, to your point about the Sony games don't look like Sony games. Go ahead. Oh, welcome in Danger's Voice.
Yeah, go ahead, shout out to Danger's Voice. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. What was the question again, brother? One more time. The shit! The roadmap. Look who is here. Look who is here.
Damn.
Let the mess commence.
Damn.
No, it is that savage sucker named K Mega.
All right.
Go on ahead and ask that question though. My bad.
You good, K Mega?
Yeah. I had to take a concoction before, because I mean, Ham heard what I sounded like when he called me. I was like, bro, it was sounding, I was rough, but I had to do some Oklahoma home remedies, get it all right. I think I'm pretty good right now.
I don't know, man. You sound rough most of the time, but okay.
Oh,
cool.
damn.
Hey, my voice is milky. Pass the cereal, bastard. Let's go.
Okay, Megan, what you been playing this past week, bro? What you been playing?
Man, Madden. I've been on Madden heavy. I was getting cooked. I was getting cooked this past weekend, but I went 3-1 last night. I felt good. Had me about 4 goal line stance, like, you know what I'm saying? And these sap suckers don't want to play the traditional way, so I shut them all down 4-0. Like just they went all 4 downs. Boom. Had stopped one dude that was right at the 1 yard line. Backed him up. So my Madden skills are coming back. These old hands will not die.
Are you playing with the Rams online?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
It's the only way they're going 4-0. The only way. That's all I'm saying.
No. Hey. They won 4. Well, they went 4. They went 3-1. But regardless, if they win just 2 games,
not regardless,
they're going to the playoffs, and nobody was expecting them to go to the playoff.
Did they go 4-0 IRA?
Oh yeah. I'm saying they're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, I think they're gonna make the playoffs.
No. Answer my question. Have the Rams gone 4-0 this season?
No. They went 3-1.
All right then.
Yeah, they went 3-1.
All right. That was my point.
I think he's just mad because you beating up on the Raiders here on the screen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just look at him. Look at that sucker. He would not give up. I'm like, look at this defense. Look at this defense, man. We right there. Woo, he's right there. And look at the score. It's critical. Look at that. That's me. That's all me. Look at that.
All right. Okay. All right. This guy. Get that off the screen.
There's 2 more plays. There's 2 more plays. It's third and goal. What this person gonna do? It's third and goal. Let's see what K Mega's defense gonna do to this. Let's go.
Oh my Lord. We're not on the podcast to watch.
Let's go.
Watch him shut down the Raiders.
Look, he's running with Garoppolo. Boom.
There's an oh my God.
This is great to see. Look at his
it's fourth and goal. He knows what time it is. He's like, I'm going for it. Instead of kicking the field goal.
It's right there, right down the middle.
Big interception.
Did he pass it? Oh my God.
Yeah, he passed it.
Okay,
you know this man quit.
Jimmy.
Oh, you know this man quit.
We all know this.
Man.
Anyways.
Okay.
Anyways. Oh my God. Okay, Mega, how much did you pay Ham to get him to play that rubbish? How much?
I mean, he told me just for you. He said 50 cents. So I was like, all right, man, I'll give you $1.
Yeah. Went and got me a little debit.
All right. Hey, Megan, we've kind of already touched on the subject, but we want to get your thoughts on it. So first off, do you feel conflicted speaking on this on the leaks? And
no, I'm not conflicted at all.
Yo, that chuckle was loud as hell. That was very loud. Sensei, thank you so much for the super chat. Says thanks for letting it play. All of y'all, right? Every single one of y'all can jump off a bridge. All right. The hell. No more bad videos on the Vikings. All right. Oh, sorry, not the Vikings, the Raiders. Screw the Vikings. But anyway, let's go back.
He can't even remember his own team anymore. Man.
No, it's because I see it on the screen. They're saying good to see you, Black Viking.
He should be a Dallas or a Houston fan from Texas. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I know.
The
I feel the
Texans
same way.
are looking good. Also,
Yeah, they
who's
are.
the Black Viking, Ham? That you felt the need to highlight him in the chat.
Oh, no. Black Viking is just a dude from Twitter, and
Yeah,
he has
he cool dude.
podcasts and stuff like that. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Good
Ain't
dude. And he's
kind
from
of
Oklahoma.
oxymoronic.
And he's another brother from Oklahoma.
Nobody care about the Oklahoma part, bro.
Oh, no. Shout out to the Oklahoma team, bro. We over here. K-Meg over
Hold
here
on.
getting these people out here, man. Let's go. Oklahoma Nation. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Horns?
Top podcasters.
You see these horns?
What horns? What horns?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Stand behind your brother. You know, you all down for the horns.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for them to
Yeah,
get
the
cooked.
Texas Longhorns. Yes.
Let's
sure.
go.
Anyways, Ham, real quick, and I don't want to make this like a segment, but isn't a Black Viking kind of like an oxymoronic name, like Black Viking?
Yeah, I mean it can be, but I mean there's a Black Samurai, and if you know that history, you know how the samurai.
I'm Mozambican. I don't have a choice.
Okay,
he was Mozambican. We all know that there was a Black Samurai.
Right. So I mean there could be a Black Viking.
Exactly.
Okay, so the Black Samurai actually existed. I would like something on the Black Viking. That's what I'm saying.
Listen. The one thing about that, like, there's different layers of, like, you know, we're not gonna try to get too deep on this, but there was different things were different back then compared to like it was in the 1900s, especially in the Americas, or the 1800s, 1600s, or whatever. So when people kind of journeyed out and went to places that was different, it wasn't so much as what you thought is like, oh man, these people look different from me, I'm scared. It's more like, hey, what's going on here? And then of course trade, things like that. And then of course there was people mingling around, you know what I'm saying, pants off, dance off, good time. So yeah, that could be a Black Viking, that could be a Swedish Zulu warrior. We don't know what the hell was going on back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Swedish Zulu warrior.
You can be coming across the wall and you see. Yeah, bro.
What,
bro?
Why not?
Why not?
This man,
it could be, you know what I'm saying, a Chinese Samoan. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you go over there. You go. Listen.
You know what?
No. Hold on. No. Check this out. No.
Hold
on. Real talk.
Too high for this discussion.
No. Real talk. Wow. If you it's out there by Russia. There's a nationality, a group of people. I forget what they're called. There's a country, and they're like there's Ukraine, Romania, all that stuff all around there.
Liberia.
But there's a group of people that are Asian mixed with whatever ethnicity is that. I forget what the name of that country is. The reason why I ran into, I was watching something on BBC, and they were showing those group of people. They have a whole nation. Like they're like this. Like what happened is that the Chinese or the Japanese, it was one of them, came over and they started and they settled there, and they intermingled with the native people there, which were, you know, like Ukrainian or so hopefully somebody could be more educated on telling me what the group of those people were. But they're a whole mixed nation, and it's crazy because you can see that the Asian in them and also the European in them. It was amazing. See, that's the thing. We got to know our history before we can start just talking crazy shit. But that's so.
Yeah, shout out to Ty Good. That's my literal brother.
Yeah. So
nice.
Okay. So we literally like.
See, yeah, look at that. See, Sapo said there are Black Russians. Look at that. Yes, there's all types of. Yeah. So there could be a Swedish Zulu warrior. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen. When you get down into that business and then you start smelling that woman, ain't nobody gonna care about no color.
What?
Okay.
It's sweet ambrosia, man. We can with it.
Pause, bro. Pause. So the HR just informed me that our ESG score went down 2 points. This was fun.
Okay.
Hey, Mega, what are your thoughts on the league? And do you feel conflicted? It's a two-part question. Do you feel conflicted covering this
absolutely topic? Absolutely not. I don't feel conflicted at all.
I don't know why you keep doing that, Lo.
I don't feel conflicted. Do I feel bad for Insomniac? Do I feel bad for Insomniac? Absolutely. I mean, just like I felt bad for Microsoft for their stuff getting leaked out. But am I conflicted? No. Was I conflicted with Microsoft stuff? No. Because I was saying this to Ham last night. I have learned so much within the gaming space, so much what goes on behind gaming in 2023 than I ever have in the history of gaming. This is fascinating stuff to me. But I do want to read this to you because I don't know if anybody is pointed this out. But 45% of Spider-Man players completed the entire game. 26% went on to play all 3 DLCs. 29% of Spider-Man players played Miles Morales. 1 million players went back to play the previous title. Of the Spider-Man PlayStation 4, 6% replayed Spider-Man and 11% played Miles Morales on PlayStation 5. 50% of Spider-Man players are paid buyers. Let me read that part to you again. 50% of Spider-Man players are paid buyers. 47% are secondary accounts. 3% are redeemers. 7% of monthly Spider-Man players completed Spider-Man for the first time. And for what we have seen that Insomniac is going to have to do from this point on to 2035, you mean to tell me that there's not going to be a Marvel fatigue? We need to call Insomniac Marvel Studios.
Cut the cap, K-Mega.
Bro, there's no cap. There's no cap. Let
me tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me tell you why. Unless that question was rhetorical, let me tell you why it's not a problem. Because we haven't been experiencing Call of Duty fatigue.
It's a different type of game.
How many? No.
Three different studios is
about the types of games. For me, it's about the quality of the games. You can remake the exact same game again and again and again and again and again. As long as you're hitting the G spot, the gamer spot. All right? As long as you're hitting the G spot every single one of them games, it don't matter. It's going to sell. People will buy it. People will play it. But just like what Ham Solo said,
I just read it.
Just like what
people aren't playing it like that
about Spider-Man 2. The same way he said about Spider-Man 2. He bought it, he played it, he was done with it, and he moved on with his life. I had the same reaction to the original Spider-Man. From the stats that you're pointing out, a lot of people have had the same reaction with Spider-Man. I'm not saying people are going to buy the crap out of all these games. I'm just saying that the reason why people won't be buying these games is not because of fatigue. It's because the games aren't good. Not in the section, not in terms of replayability and retaining players. And for all the people that might say, no, because Call of Duty is an online game, Spider-Man's not an online game. There's a lot of people still replaying Chrono Trigger. There's a lot of people still replaying Devil May Cry. Some games are just good long-term, even if it's just a campaign. And some games, they're like bubble gum. You chew on it for a minute, you spit it out, and you won't even give it a second thought 2 weeks later. That's the reason why. I agree with you on the end result. I disagree on how we get to the end result.
But that's where that was going to be my next point that I was going to make, was that, and you said it more eloquent than I would have, but what I was going to say is not only the fatigue, but it's also the way that the games are constructed. Because we've all seen the leaks from Wolverine. There's even more out. And it looks like another rehash. Like what PlayStation stands would get so pissed off at when we talk about the template. Wolverine has that template. I mean, from going down to, I don't know if the audience has seen it or if you guys seen it, to where there was a much more detailed like gameplay, and the same things that you could do in Miles Morales or Spider-Man, you do into Wolverine, except the difference is that you're not web slinging. From even grabbing a clipboard and you doing that same shit that you do with every PlayStation game, where you can rotate it, look at it, do that, to where the character is walking and talking to himself as though the person who's playing the game is ignorant and don't understand that, look, there's a gunshot.
Ignorant.
And yeah, ignorant, bro. It's crazy. So it's like, to me, it's that they are too afraid to innovate, to make Wolverine seem this universe to seem completely different because of the success of Spider-Man. And that will be the reason why, on top of the fatigue, because you're playing the same template over and over again. And that's, to me, is why it will be the fatigue. Like what you was bringing up is that, like, the game, see, when everybody played Spider-Man 2018, we enjoyed it. We like, oh man, this feels fresh. This feels good. When you got to Miles Morales, it feels fresh. It feels good. It's not as long. It's perfect for it not being as long. And then now you get to where it's Spider-Man 2. There's people that say it's really, really good, right? But then there's this thing like, I can't go back. Like Dark Optimus, he said he's played Spider-Man 2018 like 10 times. He's gone back because he enjoyed it that much. We ain't heard him talk about he going back to Spider-Man 2 a lot. He's done it. He's moved on to something else. It's like you were saying. So, and you have you got a Venom game that's coming out in 2025, 2024, or 2024, 2025. And then you have Spider-Man 3 before you get to the juicy bits with Wolverine, which Wolverine is now going to be most likely coming out in 2026.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So you got to go through another Spider-Man verse before you even get to Wolverine. And that right there could already start some fatigue going into people being excited for Wolverine, because once they see the gameplay, and what you're already seeing when people say in the chat is like, man, this shit looks just like Spider-Man. And that's not a bad thing, but it's not a thing that people was expecting. They wanted something new and fresh like Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. And to me, that fatigue, it's a problem.
You know, little me thought I was coming out feeling fresh yesterday. I was talking to K Mega last night. K Mega just got done saying that we were doing that. But I was talking to him last night when this all happened, and I was looking at some of that gameplay from Wolverine, and I was just like, man, that really reminds me of like old and new God of War a little bit, mixed with mixed with Spider-Man. Really, like it's like a love child from God of War and Spider-Man put together with a guy with rakes on his hands. So I think it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play and whatnot, but I can totally see what K Meg is saying with that kind of little bit like I don't want to go as far in saying copy and paste, but like I could see the template completely from all these other games that they've already made, and it's kind of like, what are we getting in this game that isn't that isn't in any other Sony game? Like, I mean, let's be honest. I look over at Microsoft or Nintendo with their games, and it's like, dude, none of those games are like anything alike each other. Anything alike each other. Like, do you expect Clockwork Revolution to be something like Hellblade? Do you expect Fable to be like Starfield? Do you see what I'm saying? So like when a lot of us say that we look over at this new Wolverine game and we're like, man, it feels like a lot of copy and paste. It's not like we're saying that the game is bad. We're just saying that like
we've seen this before.
Like it like this tastes like a different version of Kool-Aid, but it's still Kool-Aid.
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean that's the thing right there. Is like the one thing that the stands said that they hated for 343, for Playground, and for Coalition. They now have that same thing going on with one of their beloved studios, if not both of them, with Naughty Dog and with Insomniac. Because Insomniac is locked down.
How is it with Naughty Dog? I don't understand.
Because what else is Naughty Dog making? I mean, the newest thing that they were going to make, it got canceled. Then this new IP, when is that new IP coming out?
Back to their comfort zone.
Yeah, and they went right back to the comfort zone. The next game, the next iteration that you're going to get is going to be 2 Last of Us. You're going to get a remake or a remaster, whatever the hell it's called, and you're going to get The Last of Us 3 before you get this new IP. Again, the fatigue, the template, the same thing. I get it. It's the draw. It's kind of like just the movies, but Sony is implementing the movie strategy that once worked into gaming, and people are much more, man, I need something different. I need something different. The way the climate is now with gamers and just in general society, man, what's new? What's fresh? What's hot? You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty can do that because Call of Duty brings you something, a different element every time, because there's 3 different studios doing 3 different things. And
there's different modes.
And there's different
that make
modes.
The game last.
Right, that makes the game last. It's the same thing that I think everybody's now starting to understand. It's like, Sony, you started a pretty good strategy with The Last of Us. And even with Uncharted, with the multiplayer aspect, right. And then you could have evolved it into a live service, but you didn't. And now what you're doing is trying to go all in on the gas games. And now we come to find out that one of those gas games which sounded really cool was a X-Men online game, and then a Spider-Man online game. What? You know what I'm saying? That sounds dope. But you cut that out, and then you cut out what we all knew that was supposed to be coming with the Last of Us, and now you're going to give us what? Foam stars, and I'm hoping the guy Twisted Metal is going to be popping. You know what I'm saying? Because that's you know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll see. But I mean, right now, listen, Olympus is falling. It's falling. It's not a joke here. It's not a joke. I mean, you've seen the writing there. The ABK deal hurt the hell out of them. They're nervous. Insomniac sent that information to Sony themselves. So Sony knows themselves that, look, man.
You will get to that.
Okay. Yeah. But no, listen, I think, so my last point on this is that I respect the hell out of what Insomniac does, because they do a good job at what they do.
Well, right now, they're the best studio at Sony.
They're the ones holding Sony on their shoulders.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, but the fact of it is that
what makes it so tragic. Right.
They're hung. They're now, and Sony knows that, but Sony's like, look, man, you got to hold us down until Naughty Dog get their shit together, until we get the other games that's coming, and they're like, fine. But the games that people have asked for, Sony has been tone deaf. People are asking for Bloodborne 2. People are asking for Sunset Overdrive 2. People are asking for Siphon Filter. People are asking for other type of games. SOCOM. And it's, SOCOM. And
people aren't even asking for Bloodborne 2. They're just asking for 60 FPS for Bloodborne.
Right. Right. And you know what? When you see that stuff, Insomniac ain't got no time to do anything except for another Ratchet and Clank and Marvel. How tragic is that? How sway is that when the stands themselves were saying 343 and Playground and Coalition, let them have creative freedom. The company that they cap for is not giving Insomniac no creative freedom.
All right, let's get back to the article.
I told you, look, this could be the whole show. You got these topics. I'm telling you, you got these 10 different topics, and don't nobody care about nothing but this one, bro.
You got topics other than the leak?
What?
Yeah.
Because there's so much good stuff. There's so much good stuff within the leaks.
Why?
Oh my Lord! Well, how is that? There's nothing good about the leak. All right.
Oh, it's everything good. It's everything good. All the tea is spilled. All the narratives, Loke. The narratives is that because even it even goes outside of the media. Did you not read what what's those the funny guys? What is it? Funny
kind of funny.
What kind of funny said? Kind of funny said
we're not going to cover it.
Right, but yet y'all covered the Microsoft leaks. See, again, this goes to what I've been saying for years. The system, the people that's supposed to fight against the machine are working for the machine. That shit is not good.
This is not a secret, though. This is K-Mega. Come on, man.
I know it's not, but there's still people that still says, well, you can't say Xbox tax, in which I think that the way that you phrase that is kind of goofy. But when you say bias, it is there. There is no question.
Oh, yeah.
When you have, I mean, Call of Duty. I mean, the devs from Call of Duty comes out. They just got acquired, and they're already seeing things happen. You know what I'm saying? Bethesda is now understanding what's going on now. When you had other people beforehand, like you had Major Nelson. Shout out to Major Nelson. Hope he's doing good in his new venture. Come out just a few years after the whole situation with Tomb Raider, say, you know, the media kind of projects things differently. There's a video of him saying that in a live interview. They know it. It's just now the people got to start understanding, like, look, why are you not covering this? This is, yeah, we all feel bad for the Insomniac stuff, their information and names and all the likenesses and the actors and actresses that their names and stuff is all put out here. And the hype for the PlayStation fan that this news would come out. This would be fantastic news. But this is news, good, bad, or indifferent. And it needs to be addressed.
Here, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Thank you. Me and you agree on this one. Okay. Me and you agree on this one. Definitely. You are doing a disservice to every single person that subscribes to your channel, that watches and takes the time to come and watch your channel out of all the millions that they have available, right? Yeah. And the finite amount of time they have in their precious 24 hours for that specific day. You are doing them a disservice. You are betraying the trust that they've put into you by not addressing stuff like this.
Yeah.
Me and you definitely agree on this one.
Okay.
But me and Matt went in on it earlier to more like into like more detail. In terms of discussing the leaks, are you okay with just discussing that they were leaks and then maybe talking about it on a surface level? Are you okay, or are you okay with going into detail of what said leaks entail?
Oh, I mean, it's the details. I mean, because to me, it breaks down for when people that are still suspective, because there's people that's made the point of saying this is not real. Well, when you dig deeper, you look and see the watermarks. It is real. When you go into, when you look at how the media has been bringing this out, there's nobody in the media that said this is fake. It's only been content creators. When you also look at the bottom line of all these narratives that's been talked about where Sony's on Sony's success, those things within these leaks contradict all of those things that people have been saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it breaks down how vulnerable and how hard it is to make games and make good quality games and to do that. So it's great for it makes PlayStation look good for their long standing for all these years for bringing out content that people enjoy. But it also shows how shaky it is when people like me and others have said you can't have this type of turnover at a company and then think that everything is still going to be smooth. It's not. And now we're starting to see that the wheels are falling off. And instead of the people that were once there that was ready to put the wheels back on, they're like, man, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm out. Or they're going to complain and say you should have did this way, and then they get fired and no, you're not getting back in this car. The strategy of what Sony is doing, and this is what's going to hurt them at the end. I've said this, and I'll continue to say this. It's not It's the fan. It's the PlayStation fan that keeps on hindering on the fact that PlayStation consoles sell like they do, instead of having a voice and saying, look, we demand you to do something different, because this is not it. I like what you're doing, but I want more. And they don't do that because the content creators themselves only focus on console sales or what the competition is doing. They're not talking about why the hell did these games not sell like they did on the PlayStation 4.
But K-Mega,
well, hold on real quick.
A point that I've brought up many times. The sales, right, is how you could. What's up, man?
No. I just wanted to. I'm sorry to slow down your train, Loke, but I just want to tell everybody watching right now, we got about over 40. We have near 50 people watching right now. Go ahead and hit that like button.
Hit that like. Hit that subscribe button.
Damn, that's 44. Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Genesis
absolutely.
PT. Boa noite, seja bem-vindo. Já passou da meia-noite. É bom dia agora. Sorry. Genesis PT, speak Portuguese. I speak Portuguese. I felt like I need to throw that out there.
Continue though, brother.
It was right there. Anyway, I was saying, what was I saying? God damn it. I lost my train of thought.
Oh no.
God damn it. All right. Buzz off, man. Buzz off. All right. So K-Mega, me and you definitely agree on the whole thing that if you're in this, right? And as much as we came, we are here to share our passion for gaming. We specifically chose to be content creators that cover the news. All right. So if you want to start sifting through and picking that this gets covered, but this doesn't get covered, you're eventually going to get your how can I put it? Credibility challenged, right?
Yes.
Because then you're going to get people that say exactly what K-Mega said a couple of minutes ago. Oh, when it's a Microsoft leak, y'all are all over that month, right? But as soon as it's a Sony leak, it's like, no, we have to be sensitive to the devs, etc., etc., etc. So now everything that you do, everything that you don't do is looked at through that lens specifically. And it hurts me to even talk about this because I'm a big fan of Paris. And this is not a good look.
No. I'm a fan of Paris. I mean, look, I don't agree with Greg Miller, but that was when I respect all of these guys. Colin Moriarty from what Jaffe, what he does from.
Even they say some slick shit sometimes, but I mean, I have no problem with any of them.
Much respect to all of those content creators out there that do what they do. The only ones that I have a problem with that is the ones that take advantage of their fan base by being deceptive. If you're going to sit there and you're going to do this, you got to do this. And sometimes you got to punch back and you got to let the fan know. You know what I'm saying? There's a conviction here that, that I have that, look, I'm going to tell you how it is, good, bad, or indifferent. There's not one person that can say that I've never got into Xbox's ass for something that I did not like, because I have. I will do it with PlayStation. I will do it with Nintendo. I will do it with PC. I'm not too much of a mobile guy, but if they do something stupid in mobile, I'm going to report it.
They always do something stupid on mobile. Come on.
But mobile's the biggest gaming thing in the world.
Also shit gaming.
See the difference between what K-Mega's talking about and a lot of the people out there that claim to be there for their fans and stuff like that. Like, we've all been skeptical. Everybody, at least here on this panel, have been very skeptical about where Microsoft has been stepping.
Yeah,
we've been very skeptical on it. There's been times where there's been times where, me and other people have to tell, K-Mega to relax. There's been times where K-Mega told me, like, this isn't on Microsoft, this is something else. And I'm
not so bad
for the neck of Microsoft. And K-Mega's like, dude, you need to relax. So like, and see, that's the difference to me is like, where are like there's still people to this day that seen those leaks and are just like, I don't see the problem. Head so far in the sand, and it's just like, I don't understand what else they could do for you to acknowledge that somebody, what'd you say, Matt? Somebody right.
Somebody right. And it's you're 100% right. Like at some point, there's got to be an acknowledgement that something, and this has to be that point. Because if this isn't that point, then we're not going to get there. Because we even saw, you just mentioned his name, Colin Moriarty, who, like, he's critical of PlayStation, but it's quite rare. And this is one of those moments where he got on camera and was, I mean, this was before the whole leaks and everything. Yeah, this was last week. This was last week, before all this stuff. He got on camera and was like, dude, what the hell's going on at PlayStation? So it's like, if that was him last week, what's this week's episode going to look like? Well, I mean, that's from like a diehard PlayStation fan, where it's like, dude, if he can sit out there and be like, yo, maybe something is actually wrong here, then you might have to listen up a little bit. You might have to listen up a little bit, because maybe something's wrong.
All right, let me get the super chats. Vic, the MF Click, thank you so much, says, Karma is a bitch. Microsoft, lower your firewall for talking shit. Legit, the first thought that came to mind when this whole thing came through, although they've both been hacked, I think Sony's been hacked more often. The first thought that came to mind was the one exclusive Microsoft has is security for their stuff. So
and that's another thing too. And I'm going to read what Greg Miller said. He said, "This is Insomniac leak is an invasion to privacy done on a massive scale. That's why today we will not be reporting on the details of the leak. Instead, we'll discuss how this affects the people working on your favorite games."
Let me get the super chat, and then you guys can respond to that more specific. It came back a
people
man.
on all sides of gaming are like, "Yo, keep it a buck."
Hold up, Jax82. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says Sony has to do something about protecting their employees and their customers. The same. This is a bad look to get. Get it together. This is BS. Yeah, it's rough. It looks very rough. But go ahead on the whole Greg Miller thing, because it seems like you have a lot to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's just like, if you're okay reporting on Resident Evil, you're okay talking about the mishaps within the industry with like Microsoft and some of the leaked documents and stuff like that happened during the whole case. You're okay talking about, laughing about the Grand Theft Auto leak. You're laughing about that. But when it happens to one of your favorite studios, it's time to put the flag at half mast. It's like, what are you talking about right now? There are people on the Xbox side. I don't know about Nintendo, but I'm sure there are. But I know for sure that there are people on the PlayStation side, and then just all around content creators like Neo Game Spark that are like, and Neo's a good dude. Like, he ain't out here just like slandering people left and right and center. He's a good dude. So if you got him making a post on Twitter saying, "Yo, Greg, I'm sorry, but this don't make no sense."
Well, and then another thing too that adds to this, right? Like, take Xbox out of the equation, the Xbox leaks out of the equation. He was all over those Capcom leaks.
Yeah,
he was all over those Rocksteady leaks. He was all over the Apple and Epic leaks. So explain to me. So you mean to tell me that these people are much more important than all those other people that got caught up in the leaks because of what reason? Yeah, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like I said, like, just take Microsoft out the equation. You know what I'm saying? The whole Epic Apple leaks, that right there, that information, that was good, juicy news for a minute. And then, of course, and don't forget about the other leaks that came out with NVIDIA. The NVIDIA leaks.
Oh,
yeah. So, I mean,
for the future games and stuff?
Yeah, for the future. They released all that information.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this leaks is a Sony showcase, brother. It is. It really is.
That's the one they've had this year.
Right. And on top of that, listen,
huge market.
Oh my God.
And another thing that we found out is that 2024, Sony ain't got shit first party heavy for you. 2024 is going to be just as dry. It's going to be just as dry. First party wise. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have content, but it's not going to be first party content like people thought. So, man, listen, I think it's gross on all types of levels to come out here and try to play as those people are victims, when in all reality you're the media. You need to come out here and talk about this news, and also express of how dangerous this is, how this is not fair, but also to point out, like, one of the things that I don't know if that was Matt or if that was Loke that just brought this up. The security at Sony is cheeks, absolute cheeks. This is their second or third leak.
Well, that was actually a super chat by Jax.
Okay, thank you, Jax. He's absolutely right. It's cheeks. This is the second leak, and I don't know how. And what, within a year? And then also another hacking. This is like the third this year. And on top of that, they've been hacked. Come on, man. Listen, and I got hacked back in what was it? During the PlayStation 3 years, what was it? 2008, 2009?
It was like 2010, 2011.
Something like that. Yeah. And I had my rent money taken out of my account. And I had to fight like hell. I had to get lawyers involved. And people tried to say, "Y'all, no, nigga, you lying. This is just not." No, bro. I didn't have to lie about this shit. This shit was out. Millions and millions of other people had to deal with it too. Thank God for my bank, because Sony was not going to give me my money back. My bank, you know what I'm saying? My bank one sit there and gave me my money back, and I guess made Sony pay for it. But bro, it was ridiculous. But yeah, no, these type of things need to be discussed so we can try to find a better solution on finding out about, because if anything, if you don't care about any of this information that's coming out with game-wise, the one thing you should be concerned about is, damn, should I keep my information on Sony? Because if these are employees that's supposed to be locked down, I'm a nobody. Yo. You know,
maybe it's a good thing that they don't accept details from African cards.
So maybe you are in a good place right now.
Maybe it's a dub.
Said Sony was trying to keep me safe. Trying to keep
Dude, I'm trying. That's what's
gonna be his next IG article. Sony is keeping Africans safe. Yeah.
Oh man, there he goes. Yep, that's his IGN article right there, and it's hitting. But real quick, I wanted to read what Mr. Joanna Dark said right here, because this is something that is literally needing to be considered for anything that happens in the future. And what Mr. Joanna Dark just got done saying is Greg Miller and the media have now put themselves in a position where they put themselves in a position that when they report other leaks, they are now hypocrites and frauds. Absolutely. They just pigeonholed their way.
Yeah.
Think about what you just did with your business a little bit, right? Think about what you just did for your business. For another business that I would like to think that you're not getting paid by, which is Sony, right? You just threw yourself in front of a bus for Sony. And now, if you decide to cover anything else that happens to be juicy, you have to give the same respect that you just gave Sony when it comes to their development teams and leaks in general. You have to come out straight up and be like, I don't want to talk about the Xbox leaks. I want to talk about, the health and well-being of the developers. I don't want to talk about the new Zelda leak. I want to, talk about the well-being and health of the developers. And now you are a box on repeat whenever something like this happens, and nobody can be excited when they come to your channel after something like this happens without having that, eyebrow raise from The Rock going on, right? Like, what the hell are you doing over here? Why are you reporting this, but you didn't want to report that? I'm kind of curious. What do you think about that, Loke?
This is one of those rare episodes where me and you actually agree. I have nothing to fight that point. I think that point is very well made. And at this point, I want to subscribe to Kind of Funny. I'm not currently subscribing. I'm not gonna lie. I don't watch Kind of Funny. I just follow the crap out of Paris, and I like his content. I like his demeanor.
Yeah.
I look up to the dude. Now I want to subscribe to Kind of Funny because leaks are part of the industry. If anyone has ever paid attention, leaks are part of the industry. It happens regularly. Every year there are leaks.
That's where a lot of platforms
get funny.
That's where a lot of channels and stuff get their biggest bump, is when a leak comes out.
Right.
Dude, we just hit 50 concurrent viewers for the first time thanks to this leak. So in a way, thank you so much, Insomniac. In a way, I'm sorry, but also thank you.
I have some breaking news. I have some breaking news. Whoa. This has got to be said right now. I have some breaking news.
What?
And I just posted. Send the link. Hold on. Let's.
You send it to me?
Yeah, I sent. Well, I put it in GRG, but I'll send it to you right now, Ham. So people can see it. So it's authentic.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Let me find it. Okay. Here you go. And I need to find my brother, my brother Predator, because he's all about this type of stuff. But anyway, Jim Ryan has just sold 45,000 shares of Sony stock.
No.
Oh, wow.
What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What does that tell you? That man is cashing all the way out. There's a problem. There's a major problem there. There is a serious problem. Listen, you can say, well, he's a company, so he wants to get his money. That man has plenty of money as it is.
Hey, Megan, can I hit on this link? You ain't gonna get the channel in trouble if I hit the link, am I?
You shouldn't. You know, if you want to do it, you can. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's just showing, but it's showing his information. So maybe you shouldn't, because it's got his phone.
I don't want to dox, bro.
It's got his phone number and everything in there. But yeah,
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But this is all.
I've seen some critical numbers in there, and I was like, "Yo,
there's some critical numbers in here. There's dates. There's his actual full name, his phone number, his file number. Yo.
All right. So two things here.
Yo.
First thing, Ham. Yes, I'm going to subscribe to Kind of Funny, because now I'm counting down the days. The next leak that comes up, the first thing I'm going to do is click on Kind of Funny. Like, what y'all got to say about this? That's the first thing I'm doing. And I'm sure a lot of people are bookmarking whatever it is that Greg Miller said. And now they're counting the days. What's going to happen? What are you guys going to say the next time there's an Xbox or Nintendo leak, or someone else leaks something about another game? We want to see your reaction. And when you guys are not consistent, everyone's going to come for your throat. As for this Jim Ryan thing, ladies and gentlemen, he's not upset. Jim Ryan is not upset. Jim Ryan is just seeing where the wind is going. And if anyone's paying attention, you need to follow suit. That's all I'm going to say. Because investing, that's usually how it works. Yeah, the people that are inside, that have the most information, usually pivot to the right direction, right? To the direction that the company itself thinks it's going. And homeboy is like, I'm out. So if you have any stocks in Sony, might be a good time
might well
to short.
sell now, right now, because he did it on the 15th of this month.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Couple days behind.
Yeah, a couple of days behind. So there's a lot of times where news come out early, or this means that there's much more deeper things going on than we actually know now, because this is just only Insomniac.
Yeah.
And and another thing too, a lot of people need to understand this as well. There's a reason why Bungie made the deal that they did. And they made it public that they were trying, even though I said that, they for the streets, you know what I'm saying? They over here throw the bad signal, but nobody's answering it no more. Their people are done with them thoughts. But they made it clear to the public, we don't want to be taken over by PlayStation. We want to keep our independence, but you can go ahead and you keep giving our money so we can make what we want to make. What does that tell you? If everything is all harmonious rainbows and lollipops at Sony, why would you not want to be around one of the best companies in the world? Obviously, there is something amiss out there, and it seems like it's far more deeper than what we even can imagine.
Yeah, shout out to Lover God in the chat. He said, "Follow the money."
Follow the money.
Pretty much.
Follow the money.
And this is not K Mega talking. This is not Ham Solo talking. This is not Loke 7. This is not Matt. This is not Paris. This is not people that maybe know something. Maybe they kind of put information together and they figured something. This is the current. Is the outgoing, but still the current CEO.
Yeah.
Selling.
He's still current. He's still the CEO.
You cutting out, bro.
That mic don't know what to do.
My mic is confused right now. But yeah, he's still the CEO. He's still there. Man. I mean, Bobby Kotick didn't sell.
Hell no.
Nope.
That's a good point.
And Bobby Kotick got the bag.
Point.
He got the bag on the way out. And he didn't sell.
I'm stealing that one. I'm posting it right now on Twitter. I wouldn't even mention Jim Ryan. I'm just gonna say Bobby Kotick didn't sell. ... He needed the money for Christmas shopping.
Bruh.
Lord in heaven.
Man, either Sony ain't paying their employees properly, or this man seeing the money, seeing the writing on the wall, like these stocks is gonna fall.
Said wholesale.
He said wholesale, bro. He sold 45,000 shares. You know, man, that man said, I'm cashing out. I'm finna go out like Donnie D. I'm finna go in the woods where nobody can find me no more. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I'm so happy I didn't put that on our channel.
Yeah.
Like, because that information in there is,
we could get in trouble.
Like I looked at it a little closer after K Mega said some stuff. I was saying I was seeing some numbers and stuff like that. Then I looked a little closer, and I'm seeing like it doesn't get any more docs than that.
Yeah. Damn. If Jim Ryan ain't safe, what makes you think you PlayStation gamers are safe? Man,
All right. Let's give Sony a minute to get back up. All right.
Boot to neck
for 5 seconds. This guy.
And what's crazy, Loke, is we still got a lot to unpack. That was just that whole hour and 24 minutes was a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I ain't. There's nothing but full savagery. I've got my legs beat for years.
What do you want to talk about now, Logan? You want to talk about Activision?
I'm talking about K-Mega's trauma. This guy's talking about getting his legs beat for years.
Bro, for years. The stands were on me, man. When I would say something positive about Xbox, they would tear my ass, because I've been doing content creating for a while, and No.
It was all up in there.
Yeah, they would tear my ass up now. Ain't no holding
Black
back
Rider,
now.
what the hell, bro?
Yeah, no, we come. I'm coming for the throat. They gonna succumb to the K Mega's throat needle. I'm getting their ass. I'm finna knock them out and drag them into my chamber, and I'm gonna torture that ass. We are there is no. What? I'm gonna be relentless. I'm not stopping on this one. I almost want to do a GRG this Friday because I'm so excited to just be nasty. But it's vacation time. It's the holidays. I will not. But yeah.
Okay, no. Your sick ass is still here, but okay, sure. Timmy, welcome in, Timmy. Welcome in. Okay, Ham, do you mind putting up that tweet that you mentioned earlier? Oh, Ham's not here. All right. Okay, let's get into the next phase of this. I don't even know what the hell it is. I don't know, but it's a show. It's happening. Sony signs deal with Marvel to make exclusive X-Men games until 2035. So here we go. The Insomniac data breach has revealed Sony signed a deal with Marvel to make exclusive X-Men games until the end of 2035. One leak slide detailed the X-Men license terms, which include a note on exclusivity. According to the document, between now and December 31st, 2035, Marvel cannot release or announce any X-Men games on console, PC, or streaming platforms, or use an X-Men character as a competitive advantage in a game. The document provides the example of playing as Wolverine in Ultimate Alliance exclusively on Xbox, which would not be allowed under the terms. X-Men characters can appear in what are called multi-family Marvel games, however. So you might see Wolverine, for example, show up in an Avengers game, and Marvel retains the rights to children's games and certain X-Men games from the 90s. But otherwise, this is a watertight exclusivity deal that gives Sony the rights to X-Men games for the next 12 years. Hey, Mega, Matt, you guys excited?
That's absolutely depressing. That 2035 Resistance is just never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. And that's so depressing. And it's fine. Okay, Resistance isn't going to happen. But the fact that we got Insomniac relegated to just, you're going to make Marvel games until the end of time. That's really depressing to me, quite honestly. And I'm sure the games are going to be great. They'll be great. But it's like, I don't know. We talked a little bit earlier in the show about variety. Not a lot of variety right there. Not a whole lot of variety. It's lacking quite a bit.
Tragic. But hold on. Because it's X-Men, there's no variety. I disagree.
Not a lot. I don't disagree.
And I don't want to
much agree with myself.
I don't want to be the Sony pony or being accused of being the Sony pony just because.
Well, you are, but go ahead.
Just because you're going to make a whole bunch of X-Men games doesn't mean you're making the same game.
No, it doesn't. But it means I'm never going to see anything new and original from Insomniac until at least 2035.
That sounds tragic.
It does.
That sounds. I think there's a lot of scope, and we just have to hope that they don't do. And this kind of sucks because Ham, my favorite quote is, "Past performance informs future results." At the moment, I would like to ignore the past performance of Insomniac and even the leaks, because the past performance of Insomniac tells us that all of these X-Men games are just going to be Spider-Man clones. That's what the past performance tells us. And that sounds dire. I'm not going to disagree. It sounds dire. But I hope, I can only hope that they're going to segment the games out. Like they could make a Nightcrawler game but don't make it a Spider-Man game. Make it like a proper stealth game. You know what I mean? Something like Aragami, for example. Nightcrawler would be awesome in a game like that, or in a game structured that way. And all the other X-Men lean into their powers and push their powers into specific genres. And that's how you can have a whole slate of X-Men games, but it's not the same game with different skins. Because Wolverine, Ham, to your point, Wolverine looks like Spider-Man, but this time he has claws and doesn't swing. That doesn't sound fun.
I ain't gonna lie, it looks hella fun, but it just doesn't
not to
look.
Me.
And I feel like this. I feel like this is like the biggest misinterpretation that's going on right now. Is that just because we have these comparisons that we're calling it bad? Like, that's not what's happening right now. K-Mega isn't saying that this is going to be a horrible game. I'm sure he can't wait to give it a try. Matt just got done saying that this game looks very similar to other games, but guess what's going to happen as soon as that game drops? He's buying it. Same with me. I want to play these games. They look fun, but when somebody brings up the conversation of variety, I can kind of say it lacks like its own kind of what were we calling it yesterday, K-Mega? It lacks its own like
identity.
Yeah.
Right.
Where it feels like you can kind of see the strings from other games and it's being pinned into this game as well. Whereas, like I said earlier, how could we do that with a Hellblade and a Starfield, or a Diablo and a Halo? I mean, hell, Halo and Call of Duty. Like, those two things just alone by themselves are two totally, completely different shooters. Right? The way you traverse, the way you shoot the gun, the way you evade, the way you hide, it's totally different. You can't camp in Halo like you can camp in Call of Duty.
The importance of the campaign is also different.
Absolutely. And as Doc Dark 1985 says, each of those games, there's levels to this. Right? So the I mean, what we're seeing from a lot of Sony games is campaign. No multiplayer. Nothing to play with your friends.
I have no friends, so I'm cool with that.
And look, we understand that. And that's why you stand so strong for the Sony brand. And we get that. We understand that. And we still accept you as one of ours. But I'm just here to say that, like, it's not just Xbox either. Like I said earlier, with Nintendo, you're not putting Splatoon next to Pikmin. You're not putting Zelda next to Mario. Like, all of the games for Nintendo and Xbox, yeah, some of them you could say could be questionable sometimes. But what you can't say is, man, I feel like I'm playing the exact same game. Yep. Or, man, I feel like these camera angles remind me of this game. These this me sensing stuff through the walls in Wolverine reminds me of The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you can do that. You can pick apart a lot of the Sony games and say, man, that reminds me of this. You look at Horizon Zero Dawn, you're like, man, that reminds me of The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? It's Days Gone. Oh man, that's like open world Last of Us. Everybody said that, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, that's all we're saying is, it's not that they're bad games. Hell, Matt loves Days Gone. I hate it, but Matt loves Days Gone.
Days Gone's a good game.
We're not saying they're bad games. We're just saying that Where's the new pretty piece? It seems like all these games have a similar director.
Yeah, it's records.
I don't have a comeback for that one. Just heartbreaking, dude.
Yeah, wow. No, it is. No, it's nothing. Like, I mean, yeah, like I will play the Wolverine game just because, I mean, I enjoy Wolverine. Want to show support. But again, once you're done, it's done. There's nothing that draws you to come back. And unlike other games, like, I mean, of course, we've had to wait for a really long time for an Elden Ring DLC, but Elden Ring I put close to 500 hours in the Elden Ring. That's the difference.
People are still playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, people are still playing Elden Ring. With Spider-Man 2, you got a weekend, and that right there just tells you waited 4 or 5 years for this experience to just let it be gone that quick. I understand that not everybody wants to have games to have long longevity and have longevity like that, but make me feel like I got my money's worth. And it seems like the PlayStation is more about glitz and glam than about giving a gamer this feel of like, yo, I spent this $70 for this or 100 plus whatever, and I got my money's worth out of it. I just can't. I mean, there's some people that'll say they were cool with it, but those are most likely the people that buy maybe only 2 or 3 games a year. But for the people like us that buy games like at a ridiculous rate,
yeah.
And we
just
also
throughout the year, depending on depending on the forecast,
right. And also we also go into services and stuff. We we know the difference of what it feels like to play a game like Avatar that is just like, holy shit, this thing is massive. Wow. But I'm enjoying this, but I'm definitely getting my money's worth by me paying through the subscription or buying the game. Spider-Man, you don't feel like you have that. Miles Morales felt satisfying, but
Avatar is great because of the size?
No, Avatar is just a good game, period. But the fact of it is that I love open world games because I want to get my money's worth. That's my thing. That's why I play a lot of open world games. I might not beat as many games as some people that when they say I beat 50, 60, 70 games, because for me, how I look at that is that you're not, out of those 50, 60 games that you beat within the year, you're not going to remember 60% of them because you know what I mean? So like I play a big open world games to get those experiences. And then if I just
immerse
thyself, right? And have that everlasting feel of, damn, this game was great. This moment was great.
I lived in Night City.
So, right. Like, and that's the thing for me that I feel like Sony miss out on. And what I did enjoy with Ghost of Tsushima, because I immersed myself in that beautiful world. Like, oh my God, this is great. I need to beat Death Stranding. I have not, but I can see the potential. I can see the potential in that. I you know what I'm saying? Like, but I was upset with Kojima because he came after the West talking about guns and shit, even though we should be condemned in a lot of ways because of all the gun violence that's out here. But in that sense, though, don't come out here and blame the West because you tried to make a game different because everything that you made beforehand had pew-pews in it. But what happened? Kojima in that director's cut put them pew-pews back in there. So again, you know what I'm saying? So just keep it real. Don't blame anything else on that. But yeah, no, I can see the likability in that game to get involved in that world. So anyway, I just think that Sony.
I have a defense.
I don't know if you touched it with the money, but my other point on this, and I don't know if you touched on this, but but Sony also wants to charge people $80 to $100 for games by 2027.
Oh shit! Are we really driving down this road so quick?
Let me finish. Let me finish my point.
I'm helping you with a segue.
Kojima.
Go ahead. Kojima. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So first off, listen, guys. Variety, the spice of is the spice of life. That's my favorite achievement in all of the Gears of War games, right? It's also one of the hardest achievements to get because you have to kill a high number of enemies with like every weapon. It's wild. Point is, we can't sit here and pretend like these Insomniac games are the only games coming to PlayStation, right?
Oh no,
they have other studios that we haven't gotten the leaks for. So if this is, we need to keep this conversation to just Insomniac. I'm not particularly stressed about PlayStation's pipeline specifically. Why? Because the way I look at it right now is not every game needs to be Metal Gear. Not every movie needs to be Avengers Endgame, right? Not every team needs to be the Bulls in the 90s. Okay? There's games like Hi-Fi Rush, and that's fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when I look at the whole X-Men and Spider-Man pipeline, if this is all they're doing until 2035, you know what? That's cool. Once in a while, between now and 2035, we will have time for 20-hour experiences that we never go back to, and that's not the end of the world. That's just me.
No.
Because if every game is Elden Ring, then we're in trouble, dude.
I want the variety. No, I'm fine with the variety, but this is the point that I was trying to get to, was that does Spider-Man really legitimately need to be $70? Like a $60 price tag would have been absolutely fine. And that
it's
to
not
me
about
is where
the quality of the game. I don't think it's about the quality of the game. I think it's about the brand.
But see, people aren't. But that's the thing, though. Sony is kind of doing that. They're doing that with their televisions as well. With and now Sony was at one time the number one selling television maker.
TVs are expensive.
Yeah. But it's not anymore. Like they're getting beat out by Hisense and Samsung and they're thinking that like we're saying that we're premium. That's not. It's not working, and it's not working for. It may work for the console sale, but it's not working for the software, and that's the lifeblood of any game console is the software, so people can stay engaged into that ecosystem. And that $70 price tag is killing them. And if they decide to raise the price to even higher because they want to try to recoup costs another way with the new console that they're going to drop or the Pro or whatever. What do you think that the software sales are going to be for their first party exclusives that does hit? You think that they're going to sit there? No, they're going to wait, or they're not going to buy it.
And keep this in mind as well, K Mega.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about $80 to $100 for games, right?
Yeah.
Those are American prices. Imagine Canada.
Yeah.
Imagine Canada. Getting hit like if it's $80 here, it's like $100 there.
Yeah.
If it's $100 here, it's like $120, $130 there after tax. So keep that in mind that now you're paying for one game that's as much as a Series S in America. Think about that.
Yeah.
Like that is, and then on top of it, with what K Mega was saying as well, the template is very similar amongst all the games there.
Right.
What are you going to do to mix it up to make sure that now that we're paying these excess prices, that it holds up in time? Like, am I going to buy, like, think about if I went out and bought this most recent Spider-Man 2 for $100 and I beat it in 26 hours. That is just something. That's not even a ultimate edition or anything, because it could be, because I understand some people are like, yo, there's games that are ultimate editions and cross-gen bundle edition and all this other stuff. No, this is just the buttered toast version, or not even butter. This is just the dry ass piece of toast version.
Yeah, it's just the dry toast.
If you want some butter on it, that's gonna be another $20. Can you imagine now spending $100 and no? So if those prices are going up like that, and say in edition of God of War, because you remember the Jotnar edition of God of War was like $350.
Yeah,
that's going up like another $100. So almost as much as a console itself is now one game that's the ultimate edition with a, get the hammer or whatnot. And they're going to probably sit back and feel like that they're selling that for too cheap. Still at that price. They're going to tell you how much of a value it is. It's wild, but go on ahead, K-Megan.
There was another point that I wanted to make with this too, is that, and this is one of the reasons, because, I mean, you look at Spider-Man's budget and stuff like that, which is like $315 million, which is ridiculous. But that's what Sean Layton made that point by saying, look, PlayStation can't sustain this, right? We have to cut back. We got to make other changes. And so Jim Ryan said, okay, in order for us to keep with the Joneses, of course, let's do these live services so we can have extra income. And then Sony was like, well, go ahead and stop this ABK deal because that's extra income as well, but that didn't happen. And now you're seeing the scrambling with the games as a service, because the fan base has been doctrinated to say single player games are the most important thing, not games as a service, even though on Sony's box, live service games are their lifeblood. Look at their top 5 games every year.
10.
So I mean, it's just the reality. And so when you look at top 10 games, well, they'll have a couple of their single player games sprinkled in the top 10, but their top 5, you know what I'm saying, is always something that has got a live service to it, or it's a multiplayer game. You know what I mean? So so when you look at it from that standpoint of where Sony's trying to go with this, or where they was trying to pivot, and now they got to try to pivot back, how are they going to recoup that money? They got to find a way to do it. So it makes plenty of sense in those leaks. They're saying that we're going to raise the price to games and talk about the premium and stuff like that. But gamers are only going to take and allow so much. If if they think that they can keep on trying to keep gamers away from the PC, keep their games off of PC day one, they're going to have a rude awakening, because what you're going to do, you're going to alienate those people who saying, man, Sony, y'all too rich for my blood. I'm going to go ahead and get a PC. I may not want an Xbox, so I'm just going to go ahead and give me a PC learn how to build my own PC and wait for your games that way, like I've started to do. So I'll go ahead and I'll pay you $70 for your game. But you're so ridiculous in your thought process on how to make this money. You're going to make gamers wait to get those games on PC later and still try to charge $50 when people already been playing this game for a year or two. You've missed out on a $70 sale. You know what I'm saying? So the whole strategy of what Sony's trying to do is asinine. And it's going to backfire because their fan base do not demand better. I think that's the main thing right there that people need to come at and say, look, Sony, you need to listen to us, because Sony is completely tone deaf right now. And the people that maybe Sony do listen to, they're the ones that's going to drive Sony into the dirt. That's the facts. These are not anything that's just a speculation. These are facts. They have to start making changes, the proper changes.
Right now, I mean, we look over at Sony and we're like, all right, you and Microsoft seem like the Ford and Chevy, right, going at it. But what the leaks are kind of revealing, in my opinion, is that looking like Hyundai trying to pretend to have McLarens.
Fact.
And I'm just like,
facts.
Why is it that you need money, but you're spending out the wazoo to give me like maybe a 40-hour experience just so you can hold up to the whole quality narrative? Shout out to Gogo Pole in the chat right here. He says quality doesn't equal money spent, though it helps. Yeah, it helps to see all that quality and whatnot, and it pulls you into the game, right? The Spider-Man, like just looking at the new Spider-Man, it's like, man, that is beautiful. I gotta play it. But just like your ex-girlfriend, once you had it, it's just kind of like, all right.
Right.
What?
People still cheat. They got these bad ones, but these dudes still cheat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. The ex you didn't want to stick around with, you got bored. You ended up moving to something longer sustaining. Something that, although you get frustrated at, I'm still willing to play. You know what I'm saying? I hear all these people that said, oh man, Starfield this, Starfield that. And then I look at their time played and I'm like, 10 days? You told me that you like one of my best friends from back in my hometown was like, man, Starfield doesn't have enough content. And then I looked at his time played, it was 11 days. And I was like, what other game are you going to put 11 days into? And he's like, how about The Witcher? And I looked at his time in The Witcher. I was like, dude, you put 6 days into this. Again, I'm going to ask you, what other kind of game are you going to put 11 days into? Like, you see what I'm saying? And 11 days isn't even that much. Look at a Diablo game. Look how much time people put into that. Me by myself, I mean, I love Brett. I put on over 150 days in Ark Survival Evolved.
Jesus Christ.
I was pissed at that game. That game constantly crashing. That game constantly having issues. It's never really been a finished game. But I couldn't. But listen to me. That game never felt that game never felt finished by the devs. You guys listen close to me. The game never felt finished by the devs. But I couldn't get out. I was.
You see his eyes,
and we all have games that like Matt and Fallout 4. Go look at those numbers.
Yeah, check out my Fallout 4 numbers. It's pretty disgusting.
It's a problem. Low Football Manager.
Yo,
a simple game.
Tekken. Oh my goodness.
K-Mega.
Sensei
several different games. Yo. Halo 5. Go look at K-Mega's numbers on Halo 5. That's what we're talking about here. And you're going to think about going to $80 to $100, but I'm having a hard time getting past playing a weekend on one of your games without being just done with it. And I'm not saying I beat the game. I'm saying 100%ed the game.
But did they get your money or not, Tam?
They sure did, but at the same time, but listen to this, Loke. But listen to this. When you go somewhere, right, you have a certain expectation of quality. I kind of knew what I was going to get with that. I knew it wasn't going to be crazy long and whatnot. I was willing for it. But there are other games that I look at and I'm just like, from the same platform, that I'm just like, I don't know if I need that. And then what happens if I get a little bit of fatigue from Spider-Man? Maybe I wait till a sale the next time around. And keep in mind, as soon as I get it on a sale, it only takes me just over a day to then delete it. Like, people always want to talk about them Steam numbers, and you heard it right before the Game Awards. Oh, the player count is falling off for Starfield. Really? Where are the player accounts for anything?
Is it time for me? Is it time for me to talk about
this year? Ratchet and Clank. Where are those player count player count numbers? Where are the Last of Us player count numbers?
Is it time? Is it time for me to talk about those numbers, Hams? Because I got them right here. I got these PC numbers right now. Right now. Do I need to send them to you so you can show them?
I'll be back.
Okay.
As soon as K-Mac is done talking, I will come back.
Do I need to do? Okay, so let's talk about those PC numbers. Okay, so Horizon Zero Dawn, that was the first big major game that was coming in. It hit 3.3 million on Steam. Fantastic numbers, right? Excellent.
Ain't no way, Jeremy.
You know what I'm saying? God of War, 2.5 million on Steam. Excellent. That's great. People are excited. Days Gone, 1.7 million. Fantastic. For especially, I mean, it was doing better numbers than it was on when it first came out on PlayStation. Well, no, that's not true because it did pretty good at the beginning, but it died off, and then people started buying it on sale. Then we get to Spider-Man, the remastered, 1.3 million. Still very good. Still very good. And then after that, I don't know what the hell happened. Oh, I know what happened. PC gamers started getting tired of Sony's trying to treat them as like redheaded stepchildren, and it's saying, "Look, give us your games day one." Because what happened with Uncharted Legendary, the Legacy of Thieves collection,
fantastic
400, yeah, fantastic game, 483K. Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I think is the better Spider-Man game. Because I haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet.
I've been playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. Not impressed.
Are you really?
Okay, Loke.
Keep in mind, Loke walked into that game not liking Miles Morales.
Oh my God, Miles Morales is so good. Music, the combat, all that. Anyway, but 450K. 450K. Now we get to Sackboy. Can y'all make a Can y'all make a guess of how much Sackboy the big
I know what it is. I'm not going to guess.
35K. 35K.
No, 2 million.
2 million.
1 million. Okay, fine. 1 million.
62.9K.
I'm not far off. I wasn't.
You wasn't far off. You wasn't far off. And
you can
go back and look at
and let's go back to what we and listen.
What face, Sam? What are you talking about?
Returnal, and that's not on this chart, but Returnal, because ever since these stands started talking about that, I've been checking those monthly charts and those in the yearly charts or whatever that they put in Steam. Returnal, Ratchet and Clank and Final Fantasy Rebirth. I mean, Final Fantasy Remake 7 has none of them has maintained to stay in the top 100. There was only one time that Final Fantasy hit the top 100 in a sale, and Returnal hit. Ratchet and Clank ain't never been in there. I think they got, like, when it first dropped, I think it got in the top 80. And then after that, fell off like a rock, and they have not maintained. So I can't wait to see what those numbers are, but I guarantee you they're not going to be up there with Spider-Man Remastered. So what does that tell you? Does that tell you PC gamers don't care about PC games? No. PC gamers is just telling you, stop trying to make us look like we need to have a PlayStation. We'll wait. Because if there's people like me who have a rig that dominates the console, I want to play those games at the best fidelity. You know what I'm saying? And you know how PC gamers are. They care about frame rates and all that other shit like that. They're not going to, some of them will settle, but most of them will not. They're not. Once you got a full PC Master Race player, they're not going to settle for no console. Maybe a Switch because the way Nintendo is constructed. But the main thing here is, going back to what Ham is talking about, is that the problem is, and this is what I wanted to do. I want to ask you guys this question. Each one. Matt, I'm going to start off with you. What was the most memorable consoles for you?
Most memorable console for me.
Yeah.
Is the 360.
Okay, 360. You have another one?
Oh, man. I'm going to go original Xbox. It's tough between PlayStation 2 and original Xbox, but I go original Xbox.
Okay. Loke, Most memorable consoles for you?
PS1, PS2, PS3, 360. Oh, the Sega Mega Drive. Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. Ham, your most memorable.
I'd have to go with the original Xbox.
Okay.
The Sega Dreamcast. Nintendo 64. And I can't. The original PlayStation and the Genesis.
Okay. For me, it's the 360, PlayStation 1, and Sega Genesis, and the Nintendo, and then first NES. Those are my most memorable. And you know why, gentlemen? Why all those consoles were memorable to you? Because of variety.
Yeah.
Every last one of them had a variety of AA, AAA games. Now, even, what I'm saying, the 360 is so memorable because of the indie games, AA and AAA games. Nobody on this panel said the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5. That is not a good sign.
The PS5 is still going. It's still happening.
Bro, it's been
memorable.
Okay,
but
nobody
can't call those memorable yet, though, because
but nobody didn't say the PlayStation 4 was memorable.
I also didn't say the Xbox One though either.
I didn't say that. But because the Xbox One, what was Xbox One's problem? Variety.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
100%, yeah.
PlayStation, going back to what you're saying, Ham, that's why I asked the question, because that's the problem with the Xbox One is because it's variety. What is happening with PlayStation slowly but surely? They're lacking the variety that made them so great with the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3. They become stagnant on trying to hit the home run every time instead of going around and bunting and earning that hit. You know what I mean? So to get to first base, they want to hit the home run right out the park every time. And most of the time, in PlayStation 4, they were hitting a whole bunch of home runs. Now they whiffing. They fall into they swinging and they're missing. That's my whole point on that. Like, they need that variety back. That's why people are enjoying what the Xbox Series X is doing, because it's more memorable to what was the greatest Xbox, which was the 360, because of this variety and the original Xbox. That means a lot to gamers. It's not so much about having this quality. It's about having quality mixed in with quantity.
One thing I'll never forget from this generation is when Xbox dropped Vampire Survivors in the Game Pass.
See?
I mean, I know people like K-Meggle will say like a Hi-Fi Rush.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that was the highest point for me as far as Xbox is concerned.
But I mean,
Halo was
just
cool and whatever. But day one, that was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's the big fat highlights of this generation for me with Xbox has been Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 5, because when that game came out, like, I felt like Xbox and a lot of its fans were at its hungriest. That game dropped and it was a problem immediately. And then for me personally, like I said, like the way Vampire Survivors snuck up on everybody and became a drug was insane.
I still ain't played it because it scares the hell out of me, because so many people started playing it and they didn't stop. I'm like, what is this? Man, is it the Erykah Badu of gaming? Because you know what I'm saying? Like,
have you hypnotized, bro?
Bro, because everybody that's been with Erykah Badu went a little left, start dressing in pink pants and green shirts, and start talking about, now we got Andre 3000's on flutes. He says, I'm done with rap. Common, he did some acting. He ain't rapping no more. We don't. That's what I'm saying. So I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous about Survivors.
It's not a me. It's not a meme, and if it is a meme, there's a reason memes become memes.
Yeah.
Literally, there's a Vampire Survivors for everyone and a post Vampires for everyone. You can check the videos on TSWS before Matt played it. It's like, okay, I'll give it a try or whatever. And then he jumps in on it, and then like a week later on Bullshit is like, yo, this game is a problem. I resisted Vampire Survivors for like 3 months, and then I finally gave in on a work trip, and it threatened to ruin my entire like activity where I was because I couldn't like stop thinking about, let me get back to the hotel room and play Vampire Survivors. Hamothy, your story is well documented with Vampire Survivors, Ham. But I just want to address Gogo Poe's point here real quick. I'm worried about Spider-Man 3. I hope Spider-Man 3 does not lean too much into the ending of Spider-Man 2, because Miles didn't sell 1 million copies on Steam. That is crazy. That means that there isn't much interest. So I'm very like worried specifically about the whole Miles Morales thing. I hope they figure out a way to bring back Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Ham, you want to say something real quick?
No, I wasn't saying nothing.
All right. Let's get back to the article. The document details development and marketing spent for each X-Men game, Marvel's royalty, which varies depending on the nature of the sale, physical, digital bundle, and the terms of a potential termination. Platforms are, as you'd expect, PlayStation and PC only. According to another slide, Marvel's Wolverine is due out in 2026, and the first X-Men game is due out in 2030. An extended roadmap, possibly out of date, slates a third X-Men game for 2033, suggesting the Wolverine game is considered Insomniac's first X-Men game. There's also mention of Wolverine Online 2026 and X-Men Online 2028. There's word of a provisional fourth X-Men game too. The video game industry has descended upon Marvel in recent years to snap up licenses to make games based on intellectual property. Last year, EA announced it has signed a long-term deal with Marvel to develop at least 3 new action-adventure games for consoles and PC, the first being a single-player, third-person action-adventure Iron Man game from Star Wars Squadrons and Dead Space remake developer Motive Studios. EA is also making a single-player action-adventure game based on Marvel's Black Panther at a new Seattle-based EA studio called Cliffhanger. You know, I'd forgotten about the EA deals. Guys, do you guys think it's sustainable to have this many Marvel properties coming out and being fragmented, being like in their own universe, more or less? Because we can all assume, I think, that Blade is going to be just on Xbox. EA is going to do their thing that's going to be on both platforms, and then Insomniac is going to do their thing with mostly the X-Men. Do you guys think this model can work for Marvel specifically?
Yeah, because it works for everybody, really, because it helps platform holders. Because I mean, having Spider-Man on PlayStation sure as hell help Sony, just like having Blade on Xbox is going to help Xbox. Just like, I mean, EA is not a platform holder, but EA having access to 3 Marvel games is going to help EA. It helps them, and I think it also helps Marvel, because it's like, it doesn't really matter where Marvel's at. Marvel kind of, I mean, like, you look, it's funny to say, because looking at their movies lately, it's kind of hit or miss. But like,
no, it's mostly miss.
Yeah, right, exactly. But it's like, it's one of those things where Marvel seems to they just seem to draw people in. It just seems to draw people, especially the games, as of lately, seem to draw people in very much so. So I don't think it really matters for Marvel. I mean, they're making money regardless, and it helps It helps the companies that they're partnering with. So I think it's all good. I would imagine, unless we're proved otherwise.
And this is why, K-Mega, that I was just insisting with you, Matt, and Ham, that we at some point we have to remove ourselves from the conversation. The way we look at Spider-Man 3 is very different from how a normie looks at Spider-Man 3. Like, you're muted, bro. You're muted, K-Mega.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but this is the thing too, as well, with almost any game out there like that. Like, let's not forget that there's been other Spider-Man games in the past, and what happened with those Spider-Man games? They started to fall in not so much in popularity, but people stopped caring as much as they used to. Yes, will Spider-Man 3 sell well? Yes, but this is the barometer right here. Will Spider-Man 2 outsell overall Spider-Man 2018? At this point, doesn't look like it.
Probably not.
I think.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I feel like I think superhero games need to be like a spectacle. And it's hard to be a spectacle. In Insomniac's case, it's hard for it to be a spectacle when it's just kind of expected. It's like, okay, you're doing another Spider-Man game. I know you're doing another Spider-Man game. Now we know you're doing fucking X-Men and Wolverine. It's like it's not a spectacle anymore. It's not like a special moment anymore. It's great. It's fun, but it's not this big special thing. Oh my God, we're getting a Spider-Man game. It's not that anymore.
Right. If it was going to be a spectacle, it's ruined now.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. And that's the thing too, is where is where I'm talking about, is that what would make Spider-Man still more viable, and what makes us would look at this is like, oh man, Spider-Man 3 is gonna rank, right? Like it's gonna probably be the biggest like compared to the movies, is because there's something in between. There's nothing in between that's, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be like, okay, the Venom thing, right? That's cool, but they're going to throw Venom out like Miles Morales. And so therefore, instead of giving a thank you to the fan base or DLC, to make it just make it a DLC, no, even though it is going to be a DLC, if you read the leaks, it's only at $8 to $10. Yeah, they're going to charge you 50, 60, $70 for it. And people are going to be like, well, damn, I just sit there and bought Spider-Man here and I paid 70 or 100 plus, or the collector's edition. I really enjoyed Venom's character and whatever, but damn, I got to pay another 50 to $70 for this, and it's not even longer than the previous game. That's the thing too, is that casual gamers, because I got a lot of PlayStation homies, and you know, like when I talked about Miles Morales, you know what I'm saying, like, man, y'all get that Miles Morales? Oh man, you play that shit? I said, yeah, no, it's dope. Oh man, I wait till that shit goes on sale for $10.
For sure. I didn't get Miles Morales day one.
Average person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's the average person. They don't even listen to my content or nothing. They know that I do content creating, but they like, man, they think like, bro, you could be out there hitting us, going to the club or hanging out or doing something. Why are you over doing this video game shit? That's the type of people I'm talking about. Like, they don't care about the video game information like that. And when you have them people say that, that's when you know that there's some
real customer base.
Yeah, that's the real customer base. And so therefore, like, you know, when people try to compare and say, well, no, Spider-Man is like, you know, like Call of Duty or like NBA 2K or Madden. Nah, there's different. It's a difference between those games.
Peter Parker has the pool.
Right.
That's why I'm saying I'm worried about if the plan is to make Spider-Man 3 specifically just Miles Morales. I'm worried. If that's the plan, I'm worried.
Well, I don't know. I think I like Miles
Morales. I think that's a fair thing that Loke said right there. I
do. Did you see the ending? With that too.
A lot of people have history with Peter Parker.
No.
A lot of people have history with Peter Parker, and me and a lot of a lot of people like Miles Morales more and like his like ability to fight better than Peter's. But when you just talk to the random casual person that doesn't have or doesn't play every single game, they buy Spider-Man and then play it and they're like, who the hell is this guy?
Right. And I read earlier the numbers, like, everybody was talking about this attach rate is this and that. No, it's not. Like, they got their feel of it. They're like, that's cool. But they went right back to the Maddens, NBA 2Ks, the Call of Duties, Fortnites, Warframes. Yeah. And or the FIFAs. But it's that's the thing to me, that where people in Minecraft, like, saying, like, so it's something multiplayer esque, or if there's something like if they picked up on Black Friday or whatever, that's maybe a single player or whatever, but it's not Spider-Man. And if you got Spider-Man, yeah, you're putting in Wolverine, but then you got Venom that you're going to ask for money for, and then you got Wolverine that you're going to ask for $70 again. The fan base is going to be like, bro, I just played the Spider-Man shit, but it might be like, well, it's Wolverine, it's brand new, and then when they play it, you're going to have the same result. Because if Wolverine is, let's say, the same amount as Spider-Man 2, then you're gonna get a fan base that's going to get even more frustrated. It's like, man, there will be some that'll be cool with it, about playing it and beating it on the weekend. But then here you go again, and then you're bringing more DLC, which they were showing, and then you'll announce X-Men, but X-Men ain't coming until 2030. Like, bro, it's I don't know, man, because then you back to Spider-Man yet again. It's crazy. I don't know, and I know that they got other games coming down the pipeline.
That's what I was gonna say. But Insomniac, although they've been carrying Sony, Insomniac is not the only developer at Sony.
No, I know that, but again, what is it? What are they gonna do? Like, I mean, what are those games? Are those games going to sell like Spider-Man? No, they're not. So what they're going to do? Bring more God of War. I know that there's some new IPs that's going to be coming. Do you think that they're going to gravitate? The way Sony has presented themselves to their fan base, it's their quality games that people already know. It's not the new stuff. In 2018, they did it perfect with bringing you Horizon, and then all the slate of games that they had that was exclusive, even through third party and second party and first party. They don't have that. They don't have that anymore, because now Xbox is taking that away from them. So it's only just going to be their first party, and we already know how much money they pour into. Because I mean, how much Ratchet & Clank was what?
They still have Final Fantasy, dude. They still have Final Fantasy,
and the numbers of Final Fantasy has gone down ever since they became exclusive. Not one Final Fantasy has even come close to sniff what Final Fantasy 15 did when it was a multiplayer. Not one since it's been exclusive. Rebirth is the last one, Jack. If Rebirth don't do those type of numbers, bro,
calling me Jack? This guy.
Yeah. Well, you want to call you Bud? You know what I'm saying? With like Matt and them. Listen, Bud. Listen, Bud. It's a rap. There was a reason why Phil Spencer was standing up there with Square Enix. The writing is on the wall. Rebirth.
The reason was Final Fantasy 14.
You better go buy that game. You better go buy that game. You better go buy that game.
The reason was Final Fantasy 14, bro. Stop trolling.
No, it's way more than that. Phil ain't gonna jump up on there and just for that.
Nah, they didn't bring that man all the way out there just to say here's Final Fantasy 14, man.
Would y'all let me get to the super chat?
They were holding on to Phil for dear life.
Like, Phil,
don't leave the stage, please don't leave the stage. We need your help.
Okay, so X-Men, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, give ABK back the right to make Ultimate Alliance. Anyone else here agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we'd be great. It'll be great.
All right.
They have to put different characters in there, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'd like to deviate from this conversation about Final Fantasy, because I walked into that one thinking the easy dub, and then just no.
Well, speaking of people not really working so much with Sony, maybe we should go into the topic of ABK.
Let's go.
Because that is a whole a whole cut of meat of its own, Loke.
All right, you want to skip? You want to skip the patent and the concern? Oh, you want to talk about the concern? All right, fine. And then we'll get into the patent. Son of a god damn it! We still have another hour to go. I was hoping we would run out of time. All right. Sony is concerned about Microsoft's Xbox strategy following the ActiBliz buyout. Following the devastating cyber security attack that targeted Marvel Spider-Man 2 developer Insomniac Games, leaked slides have revealed Sony's internal concern at competitor Microsoft's emerging strategy following its $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. It still blows my mind. $69 billion. That's a lot of money, people. Sony described the buyout, which brings the likes of Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush within Xbox as the leapfrog. It goes on to say Microsoft is now positioned to leapfrog our current pillars. Sony points out the benefits of the acquisition, which arms Microsoft with strong live service games, scale in mobile, and a ready-made PC storefront in Battle.net.com. It also notes Microsoft is building its own mobile app store to challenge Apple's App Store and the Google Play Store, which is something Xbox boss Phil Spencer has spoken about multiple times in the past. Sony goes on to express concern about the Call of Duty threat coming in 2027. In order to appease antitrust regulators, Microsoft signed a deal with Sony to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation, and according to these internal documents, that deal ends in 2027. Sony predicts a massive threat to its subscription service, PlayStation Plus, which amounts to $1.5 billion in annual revenue. I'm going to put a pin in it there, and then we'll continue the article. Sounds like you guys want to go in on it already, so go ahead.
I want to hear what Matt has to say first.
Yeah, I want to hear what Matt got to say.
Go ahead, Matt.
That entire list there is just incredibly tragic. It's just this.
Y'all just wanted Matt to laugh. That's all you guys want.
That's no good because I mean the Call of Duty threat you just mentioned. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, and I feel like it's gonna be a super important, but also very interesting and entertaining few years for PlayStation, either in a good way or in a bad way. But it's going to be a pivotal next few years. And it's the end of 2023 now. They got 4 years. Well, not really.
No, 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, they got 3 years to figure something out for that Call of Duty threat in 2027, because that is very much real. That's very much real. I just don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how.
You know what's really funny, and I don't think people caught on this yet. If Sony took the deal that Microsoft offered them in the beginning before they sent Jim Ryan up there, yep. Sony would have a lifeline until 2030 or whatever, until 2030 plus.
Yeah.
Microsoft said, "Nah, son, we gonna get this 80-20, but because you was fucking us over, we gonna cut that. We gonna cut those years down. We'll give you that 30-70 split, but we're gonna cut that timeline in half. So you only get 4 years or 3.5 years, and then after that." What do you think Microsoft is going to do? Microsoft ain't going to look. Microsoft could give them the lifeline, because I do feel that Microsoft generally, or Phil Spencer, wants to keep PlayStation viable.
Bullshit.
No, he does.
But Microsoft
he don't want PlayStation to go away.
What they're waiting to do is to see how many people jump over to Xbox between now and 2027. Depending on how many people jump over, that deal is dead, or they're going to extend it a year or two.
I'm saying, like,
does not care, dude. That smile does not fool me.
No. You're right.
No. He's not fool me.
No, he's a dog. I try to tell people the man is he's competitive. Everybody, when people ripping him,
he's a whole pack of dogs.
He's a dog. He's a pit bull. He's a pit bull dog that has an 8. You know what I'm saying? That has an 8 and got no training. What the people don't understand, that man is a beast. He is not to be easy, man. The strategies and stuff that they're working on, and he had to get the right people on the team that was dogs with him. And they're all dogs. And he's getting PlayStation dogs on the team now. Like, bro, it's ridiculous. Anyway, the one thing that is the most glaring to me that says problem, even if Xbox decided to extend the deal past 2027, is the mobile. And then the PC storefront using battle.net. Sony has no way of trying to do anything with that unless they partner up with somebody like Google or Amazon or something, or Epic. Epic got their own problems. Epic's over here trying to solicit themselves like, hey, man, Tencent, Saudi Arabia, hey, somebody wanted to buy us. Sony has no outlets to their whole premise was about the console. And what they see right here is a threat. It's the stuff that we've been saying about Xbox innovating. The one problem that Xbox has always had is that they would get something, they would start something, and then they would stop it. And then years later, somebody else would do it and then do it 10 times better because Xbox or Microsoft gave them the blueprint. This is not happening now. They're sticking to their guns. They said, Microsoft is, and in that court hearings, they said they got their strategy, they got their plan, they're not deviating from it. They're doing what they're coming out to do. They learned their mistakes from the Xbox One generation, and now they're implementing they're building something that nobody is prepared to understand. Even me, like it almost scares me to the fact because Microsoft is going to be the market leader here soon. You know what I'm saying? I say within the next 7 years, they're going to take that number 1 spot. But what will Microsoft Xbox be once they get their number 1 spot? Who's
going to take the number 1 spot?
Oh yeah, they're going to be the leader. Yeah, they're going to make
Nintendo. You think Xbox can beat Nintendo?
It's what I've said. They will not be Nintendo or PlayStation in console sales, but they will have they will be the market leader because of everything. That thing right there, while having that PC storefront and the mobile is going to change the game because you got Diablo
revenue.
Okay, yeah, revenue. Sure. Yeah, they got the Immortal games, the Diablo. They got the Minecraft games on the phones. They got the Call of Duty Goes. They got and then they're going to start implementing more games on these phones, like Halo and other stuff like that. Bro, it is a wrap.
Bro, Halo on your phone, bro.
Bro, that is a wrap.
Downloaded
natively.
My wife was gonna have a fucking problem if that happened.
It's over.
I think the problem, not her.
Course.
That's just the solution for her, bro.
And then just think what Game Pass is going to become at this point. Like, we're all waiting for that announcement when they're saying Call of Duty on Game Pass. What do you think that the casual market is going to do? Do I want to pay this $70 on PlayStation, or pay this monthly fee and get this? And if you get the premium, you get everything. You ain't got to pay the full edition unless you want to. This is more detrimental and insane than I even thought this was. I mean, I predicted that things was going to be pretty rough for Sony, but this right here is a cry for help. There's like, bruh, we don't know what the fuck to do.
You know what's really wild is the fact that, remember when this thing got announced, Ham, I came out saying some messy stuff about this is terrible. For Sony, this is like close to the end of the world, etc., etc. People are like, no, you're going all the way left, etc. Now, This is coming from within Sony.
Yeah.
That's what has me worried. The same way that we sit here and say Jim Ryan is selling stocks. The added weight of Jim Ryan doing that, the added weight of this specific information coming from within Sony or one of their studios.
I mean, just think about it. Just think about it. It's not this deep, but I'm going to use this just because it's crazy.
Here we go.
It's like if it's literally like if I don't know, like think of it in like I said, this is larger terms. Think of Satya Nadella leaving Microsoft and saying, "Out with my shares." Would you trust that your money that's put into said product is still worth the same? You're having a horrible year. Satya then says, "I quit," or "I'm retiring. Flying around is just too much for me and the family." And then all of a sudden you see him rip the stock, rip himself out of the stocks and stuff like that. That is literally like look at this situation. Put Phil in this situation.
Right.
Put Phil in this situation. They're going third party. They're going third party. That's what I'd be saying right now.
It is like the captain of your ship. It's like if James T. Kirk jumped off the ship and was like, "I don't see it working, y'all. I'm out."
He did it a couple of times, so no mistake here. I think like 2 or 3 times during the show. Sorry,
bro.
But yeah, I get the analogy.
You see what I'm saying? It's like Yoda saying, "You know what? I'm done." You're head of you're head of the building. The person that y'all been saying, listen to him. He knows what he's talking. He knows what he's saying. He's leading PlayStation in the right direction. And then slowly, you start to hear people saying, "What? Wait a second. What's going on? What was this showcase? Well, wait. Now you're leaving." It's gonna be fine. We still got some game. Oh, The Last of Us is gone now. Another remake of Horizon. Last of Us 2 again.
Ooh.
And then these leaks come out. And then you look across the street, everybody's enjoying their ice cream. Oh, Remnant just dropped in the Game Pass. Oh, Hellblade just showed some fight. My goodness, Persona is marketed by Xbox. And then you look back at your home and it's like, man, I got a couple busted windows. I don't know. We don't know how we gonna pay the rent. Yeah, I mean, we gonna be good. We ain't evicted, but we need some help. I mean, they admit it that they don't know what to really do. They don't really know how to pivot. And if these leaks weren't enough,
Wagwan Banter
canceled their game. They just said we didn't know how to. 13 devs put out Grounded.
Ham. I didn't think you're gonna go so low. That's not necessary.
No, it is necessary.
Yeah.
It is very necessary because where people put Naughty Dog was the most premier developer. And if you look at their history, you can't really knock on it. Their resume is beautiful. The multiplayers that they had, they were never a Call of Duty in any way, shape, or form. They weren't even a Battlefield. Halo, right? But they were still beloved. They were still part of the blood that ran in Naughty Dog's veins. But fast forward 10 years and they no longer know how to do what they did. And it's not only and it's not only that they didn't know how to do what they did, because there's developers out here saying, "Oh my God, it was such a great game. It was my." like I'm curious. What did this one fool say? I gotta look it up real quick. I'm sorry. I know
it was the highlight of his career or something.
Yeah, it's the highlight of your career to work on a canceled game. If that doesn't say cooked, I don't know what does. The highlight of your career, and I use the comparison on my Twitter. That's like saying the highlight of my sex life is almost climax.
Oh my Lord,
man!
What,
man.
Dude? What time is it?
Man, look, it's cooking time. It's cooking time.
I'm just saying.
The highlight of my sex life is almost getting to the promised land.
And like, that man says like, blue balls.
So with that being said,
bro, at that point, just finish though. Just release the game. Just release. If you know what I mean.
So with that being said, I'm just saying, you revert from the direction that you were heading and use the excuse that we would have to transform our whole development team to support this game. When it's like, what did you do in the past for The Last of Us multiplayer or the Uncharted? What did you do back then? Was your whole studio only working on that? And then it's like, this is ultimately, the way I see and hear this is ultimately a flowers moment for multiple different other companies that get ridiculed when they try to put out a campaign and a multiplayer. Look at how
dude, I can never
kicked in Halo's teeth got. Look how kicked in Halo's teeth got. Oh, there's not enough content. There's not enough this. They gave you a campaign and a multiplayer. Were some things not on time? Were some things not on time? Sure. But what they didn't do is deviate and say, you know what? Screw it.
My question is, if PlayStation thought, okay, we can't turn Naughty Dog into a live service studio, fair enough. But at no point during the development of this game did you guys like consider, hey, maybe we need, like, you're working on how many live service games? Maybe take a studio from one of those and say, hey, can you help support this thing we're trying to do with our biggest IP? With literally our biggest IP? Can you help us with that? At no point that crossed your mind to be like, okay, sacrifice one of the smaller games for The Last of Us. And I mean, you just brought up Halo, where it's like, I was talking to Mike about this. It's like, dude, people shit on Halo or how Halo launched. Obsessive. There's like a period there where you couldn't get online without seeing people showing Halo. There's a period like that. It's like, to get to that point, they got that worked because they got help from within Microsoft. Coalition was willing to help with Halo. It's like, how is there nobody at Sony who's willing to help with Naughty Dog? What's going on? Question. Why can't you do that for your biggest IP? You can't do that. I mean, wait, but I'm supposed to believe in, but Fair Games is going to be just fine. Concord's going to be just fine. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
Let me read some membership comments before you go, K-Mega. Voidlock says every Sony multiplayer game has died. Destiny 2 is next. I think that is a stretch. Like Michael Jordan in Space Jam, stretch.
Destiny 2 is already dead. That shit's cooked.
It's not dead. Come on, dude. It just doesn't have as many people as D1, but dead? Come on.
It doesn't have as many people as Destiny 2. It's dead. Like it's still like you can still say it's making money and stuff, sure, but like it's compared to what it was, it's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Bunty with the membership chat says TTS Ham, them bumble clot dead. Okay, I guess he also agrees. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, I mean Ham just broke it down properly. I mean, that's the one thing that we need to stop talking about Naughty Dog being this elite best developer in gaming or best studio in gaming. They're not. They're one of the best, absolutely. They're great at what they do. But when you constantly come out and produce games like 343 and before that when Bungie was a part of Xbox, that says something. And the Coalition. Like they've been adding multiplayer to every game that they've had, and they've had to endure a fan base that is especially like the Halo fan base, by innovating and doing more things, adding more modes, the creatability, all those things. I think people should look at this now. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but keep in mind those two studios that we just mentioned, 343 and Coalition, had to pick up and run with.
Right.
They didn't create those like Naughty Dog created their games.
Right. Right. No, but that's the thing. Like 343, that's what I'm saying. I think that you should go ahead, if the people can now look and see the greatness of 343 and of Coalition, and why and how they have been able to sustain and to keep a fan base. Like for me, Halo 5's multiplayer is the best multiplayer in Halo history for me. But I love the other multiplayer that they've had throughout the years. Same with Gears. I'm not that big into Gears Online, but I respect it because it is so different. The contrasts are different, but it's also that they also wanted to appease people like me by changing and tweaking a couple of things in order for me to jump in and feel like I can at least compete. You know what I'm saying? Those type of tweaks and things that you do in these with multiplayer games is incredible. Like that to me is what makes a studio great. On top of the fact that they've had different designs, different different. Well, not so much for Gears, but for Halo, they had to go and change had to get a whole new engine to put Halo on, and change from being what they normally have done for all these years to a live service. And even though it was rocky and it was problematic, they still got it done. And Halo is to the point now to where it is gaining favor again. Not so much where it was 2 years ago, where it was absolutely like, yo, I don't know, man. They're in trouble.
This might be the last Halo. I still remember that conversation.
Yeah, right.
I still remember that conversation.
Right. And also another thing too, Xbox has done the work that people have been asking of them by trying to tell them, look, let Halo, let Gears, let the Forzas cook. Let them have time to have development, bring more IPs, new IPs, existing IPs from that's not Halo, Gears, and Forza, and bring new studios, acquire stuff. Microsoft has done everything. Microsoft Xbox has done everything in their power to listen to the fan, and they have done that. Now, I don't think anybody cares if Halo doesn't come out until next generation, a new Halo story. There might be a few people that care, but Xbox has got so much of a long pipeline that people are more excited about the new stuff. We got more people talking about Blade and about Fable making a return and South by Midnight and all these other games that's coming out, other than talking about the main three. when you have PlayStation people out here, and I'm going to read this from Big Cloud because he's absolutely right on this. And shout out to Big Cloud for keeping this shit real. Because I'm going through PlayStation like timelines, and I'm seeing the difference of where people are trying to talk about, say those same stupid narratives. So, oh, well, look, how is it that this Wolverine trailer looks better than, Alpha looks better than anything Xbox says produces when they're showing like Redfall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to me. But anyway, so Big Cloud says, I'm having trouble processing this. We had dudes on the PlayStation side give us passes to increase PSN prices, no PlayStation multiplayer offerings, remakes, remasters for 4 years on 4-year-old games, a full year with only one first-party release, $70 games. All this, and you sheep can't support the devs. So what you're trying to tell me is that what you care about is only the glamour, the glit, because you like to talk about numbers, you like to talk about like gaming retention and all this other bullshit. But when it comes down to the come down, you guys do not support your games like you claim you do. The numbers are here. The facts are there. It's you know what I'm saying? It is abysmal. It is trifling to see what you guys are doing.
Last stream, he literally said that exact thing. He said, it's too bad that they go through all this work for you guys to not support these games. And him saying that is something else.
Right. Like
David Jaffe, the creator of God of War.
Yeah. It's a goddamn shame. It's terrible. Ratchet and Clank is $11 million, it's $8 million in the hole. $8 million in the hole.
Yep. But keep in mind, K-Mega, they were like, Insomniac only made like $500 or whatever dollars off of Sunset Overdrive, and it's like, yo, they made $500. Yeah, that's terrible. But
no.
$8 million in the hole is a lot worse than only making $500 some dollars.
That's a lie, because I'll go find that, because there was somebody that posted that the Ratchet and Clank made millions in profit. It still made a profit. It didn't make just $500. See, that's the thing. The stage.
Ratchet and Clank or Sunset Overdrive?
No, Sunset Overdrive made millions. Made money. You know what I'm saying? Ratchet and Clank, with all of this, you know what I'm saying, with all of this, with all these consoles out here, you know what I'm saying, at the time when Ratchet and Clank came out, we were like 20, 30 million PlayStation 5s. And the game it came out on PC in July. I'm one of the people that bought it. And it didn't sell over 60,000. And it did sell over 70,000 on PC. And you guys on PlayStation bragged about it and did not buy that game to the point to where it's $8 million in the hole.
You mixed up that game with Sackboy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Sackboy was 70 million. 70. What? 600,000? Was it 500? 600,000?
Yeah, it was something around there.
So, yeah. What'd you say?
It was something around like the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Hold on. Look, I'll look at it again. Let me type it right here.
Okay. Well, can make.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No, it's in the 100,000. Because it's not on this chart. I forgot it wasn't on this chart. It was on something else.
Guys, I need to hop out. I need to get dinner started. Yeah. I didn't realize it was so late.
Yeah, but no, I'm done. It's just it's garbage. It's sad shit. Like, look, man, I think people can see the hypocrisy that's been there and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's but.
Whew. Okay, so let's keep it moving. So there's a day and date threat. 2, with Microsoft poised to launch Activision Blizzard games straight into its rival subscription service Game Pass Microsoft has said it won't release the likes of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, and Diablo 4 into Game Pass until 2024. But it seems likely next year's Call of Duty game, reportedly called Black Ops Gulf War, will launch straight into Game Pass. In the document, Sony admitted its pillars are already dated and behind the competition.
Ask Thrash about them pillars.
What?
Let's ask Thrash about them pillars.
I'm gonna read that again. I'm gonna read that again, guys. In the document, Sony admitted that its pillars are already dated and behind the competition.
Yeah.
And lamented the elusive perfect game subscription. The expectation of free, best-in-class video games creates an unsustainable model, Sony said, with subscription revenue not enough to cover investment. A unified console, PC, and mobile experience doesn't exist, Sony said, due to diversity in form factor and computer power. Sony's central approach, it said, remains the premium sales model. So the premium word is coming back here. The internal documents shine a light on the contrasting strategies between Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft launches its games day and date across PC and Xbox and straight into Game Pass, whereas Sony launches its games first on PlayStation, then sometimes years later on PC and potentially PS Plus. Thoughts on the specific quote where Sony says that their games are dated and behind the competition?
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I mean, we've known it, we've seen it. I mean, that we've talked on it. That the strategy is no longer it just doesn't hold up anymore. Nintendo is the only one that can sustain this the way that they do, and they've even made changes. You know, so it's like a lot of people around our age, you know, you know what I'm saying? I know Ham is I don't know how old you are, Luke, but I know Ham is younger. I'm an older cat.
I'm 33.
You're what?
Much
okay, so y'all around the same age. I'm an older cat. Yeah. And I remember that, like, you know, and most of the people that still talk about, like, well, consoles need to be viable and this, that, the third. Those are people around my age, which I'm 48. The more and more that you talk about it, like, Ham plays so many different ways. Like, as me, I'm sure he plays, I know he does. I know he plays the Switch undocked. I cannot play the Switch undocked. I did it when we had a power outage and I was hating every bit of it. But
damn,
I like playing off looking at a screen, TV. Today's younger gamer does not care. They just want to play on the go. They want to play everywhere. They want to take a shit and play the game. They want to do anything. I you know what I'm saying? It's not my style, but it is glaringly clear. And when you have PlayStation that gives you some kind of cheap ass hybrid that you can take around with you, but then yet it exposes itself and still charge $200 when the competition is letting you use your phone, letting you use, if you got the Steam Deck or the ROG or whatever, to get those, to have those type of options is glaring. While PlayStation is keep telling you, go ahead and buy a console, but yet we're going to raise the console price on you. We're going to give you a Slim, but then yet the Slim is not going to have a disk drive. But if you want a disk drive, you got to pay $70, $80 on it. It's going to be at a point, and it's already getting there, where the gamer is no longer going to care about the console to that degree, and they're going to move on to mobile, or they're going to go to PC. And what the console will come to be is like the record. There's only going to be a certain amount of people because the only thing that's really stopping this thing from where consoles become fully irrelevant is the latency problem with streaming. Once they get that ironed out to where you can play your games without latent free,
in Wakanda,
that's
Texas.
it. What do you say?
In Wakanda, Texas.
Yeah. That because that's what it's got. That's all this is. Because if you're in Wakanda, Texas, like our boy Low, that's you know what I'm saying. When you're in Wakanda, Texas, and you can sit there and like, damn, I wish I could play my game latent free on this thing, but yet you can play it on your phone or a tablet or something latent free. You'll do it instead of you paying for a $500 or $600 console, because these consoles is going to have to cost more money the more that they produce, because they can't keep up with what PC is doing, but they got to at least stay close enough to where people can look at that and not just go straight to PC if they want these big, huge, rigs. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, because there's even stuff that's affordable in PC that's still sustainable. That's comparable with the console today,
like your Steam Decks and stuff.
Yeah. So and you got all these other options now. So the game has changed. Microsoft has seen this, and so they're trying to move away from it. And that's why I say there's 2 generations left, in my opinion. I think that Sony will definitely have one with the PlayStation 6. Xbox will have their other one. That will, whatever the Xbox will be. And I think after that, we don't know. I'm going to say that there'll be one more, but after that, that's it. There's no more, because then when you're looking at it, it's like, if these consoles go for 6 to 7 to 10 years, we're looking at anywhere from 12 to 20 years from now. I will be in my 60s. You guys will be in your 50s. Our voices is not going to care as much as the kids that's in their teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s. You know what I'm saying? Or 20s and 30s. That's dictating the market at that time. So Sony's strategy has put them behind by a generation. And that's why I say that they're in trouble.
Sir K Mega X. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's coming. But yeah, I 100% see what you're saying, but I do disagree with you on that whole console thing, sure. Just for the fact, and I mean, in my opinion, they'll stop being consoles when they're like, there's no need for like laptops anymore and stuff like that. Like what I mean is, like, everyone was like, oh, well, Microsoft doesn't produce their own hardware for like computers and stuff like that, but then people forget about the Surface Pro.
Right.
Where it's like, I feel like Microsoft will always have some sort of hardware to get you, because they want you natively in some sort of way in their system. And the more people they can, I mean, it's just like Apple, right? You look at the iPhone, that's where they want all their products and everything to be available on that specific device. Sony's doing the same thing, but they're being too stingy at this time. Like, it just doesn't work like that when there's competition where it is. And they're in Sony, in my opinion, is just, there's too many other people playing like fighting. Right. As to where you look at the phone market, and it seemingly is only Google and Apple, right? Well, right. But you look at the video game, there is X or Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, but there's also a few other ways of being able to play, including like a Steam, GOG, Epic has their own launchers, and those are all available on tons of different devices that you want to use. It's not the same as Google and Apple, where it's just like those two, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room in between using like how are you going to turn on, you go buy a phone from Verizon right now. Yeah. How do you set up your phone? It's either Google or Apple. There's no other way around it unless you jailbreaking it. And then even when you jailbreak it, you may have to do some stuff within those actual apps. Mm-hmm. If you want to use anything, if you want to use the stuff that everybody else uses, Skype or FaceTime and stuff like that, you only got one place to go. But if you want to play Fortnite, you have 10, 15, 20 different ways to play that game. You see what I mean? And yeah, it's just wild.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. But see, this is where the pushback comes. I got to push back on this as well. Is that we were just talking about this, I think, last night, or me bringing it up about the digital stuff in 2013, which was 10 years ago. People were saying, "Oh, digital. I'm not doing digital. I don't want to do that. I want to get my hard copy. I want to do this. I want to do that."
Yeah.
Now we fast forward into 2023, and now it's like almost 90-10. You know what I'm saying? It's 85-15 to where digital is the premier. You know what I'm saying? Way to buy games. The brick and mortar stores.
It's worse in Asia, dude.
Yeah,
Asia is like 92% already.
Already, the game has changed so much, and it doesn't seem like it's fast, but it is. Yeah, it's passed a lot of people by. Like, people already looked at like, what gaming? And see, another case in point, gaming services. Like, people are like, wait a minute, I don't want the gaming service. I want to own my property. I want to own my games. I'll buy them.
Right.
What's happening? And now people are getting exposed. I mean, these companies are starting to get exposed because for the stuff that they do buy, even if it's digital or physical, they're coming to realize that shit ain't really actually theirs. The physical and in the gaming aspect, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, if you do buy a digital, it's a, like what I talked about before, it's a rental indefinitely. If you buy a physical, yes, that piece of plastic that you have is yours. But if they shut the servers down on the game, or if the game needs a patch, needs some online, it's not playable unless it's nothing but a coaster. So that's why I'm saying the game has been changed, and it's the market that's dictated it because they've accepted it. And then for the people that all of a sudden looks and say, wait, hold on, what's happening here? It's because you were part of you was part of this process. So that's why I feel consoles, there will be always a market for it, but it's going to be so niche that it doesn't matter. And to me, it's already happening because the console market is already depreciated. Xbox is maxed out at around 60 to 70 million consoles.
Well, K-Maker, let me push back. Let me push back one more time. And,
okay, all right. And I won't push back. I'll be done with
no, because I think you'll agree with me on this one.
Yes, sir.
Because this is kind of the common denominator of this all. Where do we all see gaming going and getting continuously more popular on?
PC,
mobile.
And
Thank
mobile.
You, Luke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say PC and mobile. Yeah,
this
mobile. You're right.
Right here, Apple already showed you it can be a console. What did that dude do with his projection?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was wild.
He hooked his phone up to his projector and was playing games from his phone put onto a TV with a PlayStation 5 controller.
That's right. You did.
The new console is going to be the whole thing in your pocket. But the thing is, as time goes, these little things, these cell phones get more and more powerful, more and more capable, more and more able to do stuff like ray tracing. Think about that. Apple's new phone is one of their biggest marketing was that they got ray tracing in game on their phones. Now think about this. Microsoft decides, you know what? We're coming out with the Microsoft phone again.
Oh my God.
But
I will lose my shit.
But now you can plug your phone into your TV. And until and some people will argue, I don't want to plug my phone in my PC. I want it on my lap to be able to use. As K-Mega was alluding to, as latency starts to wane itself away, you're going to be able to do the same thing you can do that people do with TV shows. When I go over to my boy's house or something like that, and they ain't got the game, guess what I can do? Cast that bitch. from my phone, and now we're watching NFL Network from my phone. And depending on their internet, and like I said, if it gets to the point where there's like no latency, I can tell you right now, most places I go to, I could use damn near my cell phone 5G and have the game on their TV.
Yeah.
Usually you have to be connected to the same network to be able to plug in to be able to cast to a TV, right?
Right.
But I'm just saying, think about this. You use your phone as a hotspot, connect your TV to that hotspot, and then cast this bitch to it. Done.
Game changer. And consoles will be even more relevant because you can buy your phone, of course, right off the bat, but you also got the benefit of paying payments to buy your phone. Unlike a console where you got to most likely go buy. I know Xbox, did that, have that service where you can rent to own or whatever, lease it. But PlayStation is not going to allow you to do that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why
it's a necessity thing. Also, K-Mega, it's a necessity thing. Phones. Yeah. Everyone needs a phone. It's gotten to the point that you need a phone the same way you need an ID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even in terms of like negotiating with your spouse, and these are things that happen on a daily basis. These are real things that we like to pretend are not real, but they're very real things. Even negotiating with your spouse that I've already bought a PS5, I want to buy a Series X, or vice versa, or I want to get a Nintendo. That you don't really have to negotiate with your spouse to get iPhone 20. You don't have to do it. You do.
That's right. So that's right.
Just from the get-go, the Windows phone, the Samsung phone, the iPhone, in terms of accessing the end user, the customer, it's way more potential clients than your Series X or your PlayStation or your Nintendo.
Yeah, and that's why I say that the consoles are limited. Like, I mean, we're already seeing the PlayStation 4. I mean, the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation will never sell as many PlayStation 2s from here on out. It will never catch those numbers.
As the PS2. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to sell as much as the PS2. Not even Nintendo.
I don't know.
I think the Switch is close. The Switch is close.
The Switch is still cooking.
Yeah, the Switch is still cooking, but
I don't know,
but Nintendo will never catch, its best-selling console, which I think the Switch is probably. When did the Wii U? I mean the Wii.
I think it's the Wii.
I think it's the Wii. I don't see the Switch outselling the Switch 2. I should say will catch it. The Switch 2 might not catch up to the Switch 1. So there is.
Yeah, it's the Wii. It's the Wii.
Yes, the Wii. So to me, what that tells you is that yes, Nintendo will probably be the last ones before they bow out from the console space. But PlayStation, they have nowhere to go. They got to make the true choice of trying to follow what Microsoft is doing, because now Microsoft is now understanding, like, look, this is our path. We have to go this way. We're not going to outsell Nintendo or PlayStation with consoles. So we have to find something more viable and something that gamers can access so we can get them into our ecosystem. And that is what you're saying, the cell phone and through PC. It's just that simple. And while they're making all this money and revenue on top of their live service games and their game service and Game Pass, PlayStation is still trying to hold on to the dinosaur that is now where their world has just got hit with a meteor. What do you think is going to happen?
Man,
this is the reality.
Let me get this super chat. Sir X-Man, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, be honest, Sony made more money when games were $60. You guys really think $10 makes that much of a difference?
Yeah, look at the sales. Look at their software sales. They're down.
I don't think that's directly like associated to the price of the games. I think it is the sameness.
When you see something trending and more expensive, when you see something trending upwards, like just look at it let's talk about it in just food, right? Because we all understand that.
I'm hungry too.
That McChicken that used to be $1 is now $2.50. Do you want it?
No.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Look, he had this. Loke is like, wait a minute.
that was perfect, all right.
Man.
Yes, Sam. Yes,
that was perfect.
That's a good point, Sam.
That was a great point.
There's no fighting that one. There's no even need to add anything to that. Let's move on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, no, I was just gonna say, following what Ham said, is that like think about like Spider-Man 2018 and now Spider-Man 2. You look at 2018, a lot more people have more memories of Spider-Man. And I know that it's still kind of new, but I don't see as many people talking about Spider-Man 2 like they were talking about Spider-Man 2018.
That ending really soured a lot of people. I've seen even my PlayStation friends being like,
I saw a lot of people tripping about it. I haven't seen it because I want to play it and knock it out. But because Spider-Man 2018's ending was spectacular.
You're only gonna need like 2 or 3 hours to knock it out. So go ahead, bro. No problem.
Oh my god.
Like you could play Spider-Man 2 over Christmas, like in between bathroom breaks. You could start the game and finish it. So go ahead. Ham, I'm disappointed. Genesis PT says there's probably not a good chance that we're going to get another Windows Phone. I know we're talking about Sony right now, but I really want a Windows Phone.
I think there's a chance, but
man,
I don't know if it's next year
or if there's more information. Years. There's more information about Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 sold 6.1 million based on the new info of these leaks. There's some more leaks that came out.
Oh my God, the faucet is still not fixed.
Not fixed.
Oh my God, it's leaking in real time as we're talking about.
Yeah.
These ransomware people are dripping.
Heartless. That's what they are.
It's absolutely heartless. It's getting to the point like you remember that Simpsons meme or GIF where it's like, stop, he's already dead. Like it's like dead. One of those situations where like I don't think any of us really need any more leaks. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it, but see, our whole like aha or gotcha moment or whatnot is a different driving factor than what is for the ransomware people.
Oh, okay, I got a little bit more, and then we can get done with it.
Oh my God!
Because this is PlayStation. This is overall PlayStation and PC numbers for fiscal year 2021. What? Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart overall sold 2.34 million. MLB The Show 1.6 million. Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut 1.4 million.
What?
Returnal 866K. Uncharted. Holy shit. Uncharted. The Legacy 329K.
Yikes.
And Death Stranding's Director's Cut 210K. So that should answer your question, Loke, right there, because all of those games are $70. The $10
also
upgrade.
Tsushima, just 1.4.
The Director's Cut.
Please, guys, if anyone's in here, you haven't bought Ghost of Tsushima, just go and do it now. Game. It's one of the best games of all time.
It sold well on PlayStation 4 at $60, but the Director's Cut 1.494. Like, bro, that.
Oh my God.
That should tell you right there what's going on. And when you just go to what was going on for PlayStation in 2020, Spider-Man 2018 sold 22.2 million. God of War, 20 million. Horizon Zero Dawn, 19 million. Uncharted: The Sea of Thieves, 18 million. The Last of Us Remastered, 18 million. Gran Turismo, 12 million. The Uncharted Collection, 9 million. Bloodborne, 7 million. You go to PlayStation 5 games, they are all down. All down. So you mean to tell me that, because Predator wasn't a $70 game, Predator Hunting Grounds sold more than Death Stranding and Uncharted Legacy combined, and Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut. Oh, I'm sorry. Uncharted Collection and Death Stranding combined. Predator's Hunting Ground sold more at 778,000 copies than Death Stranding that sold 210K, and Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection at 329K. That tells you something right there. That should tell you something right there. Sony shot themselves in the foot by the customers have spoken on that. Like, nah, man, that $70 price tag is hurting them severely.
Wow. Thanks for the super chat, Sir X-Man. Says Elden Ring was 60 when games were 70 and sold.
He's absolutely
I still
correct.
remember that was a specific topic when Elden Ring came out. I remember that.
Yep.
And
Sony's going to have to put their games on day and date on PC, or they have to start adding their games day and date on PlayStation Plus. They have to, if not both.
Also, how do you justify $70 for digital? I'm tired of this conversation. I know a lot of people are tired of it, but I just assume that once we went full digital, games would get cheaper. But the price is going up. It's
also so it locks the market to where you can't go to CD Keys or go to other places, other entities, and get games cheaper. Yeah. Sony locked that shit out. You can go to Microsoft and get games cheaper if you want to, if you don't want to just get it off Xbox. So that's the you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man.
Ham, you have anything to add here before we move on?
It's just a goddamn shame, man. Like this stuff
with a giant smile on your face. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Let me send this to Ham, boy, because this shit.
I mean, God. I keep thinking it's out the oven and it's done, but it just every time I come back to the kitchen, it's still cooking. It's still cooking, and it's this is an unforgettable moment. It really is, and in the worst way for Sony right now. And I mean, like, we just got how much different things did we cover in this whole thing? I mean, we are almost at 3.5 hours, and like I said earlier, we could go on for another like 3 if we wanted to. But yeah, we got to get pushing at some point.
I need to get to the gym, bro. Stanley Francois, ça va, mon ami? Let's carry on with the article. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan said in June 2023 that video game publishers do not like Xbox Game Pass. Okay.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
No. Go off, K-Maker. Go ahead.
No. Let's continue. Please go off.
Keep cooking.
During his pre-recorded testimony for an evidentiary hearing between the FTC and Microsoft, Ryan claimed publishers do not like Microsoft's video game subscription service because it is, and I quote, value destructive. I talked to all the publishers, all of them, okay? And they unanimously do not like Game Pass because it is value destructive. Jim Ryan said during his testimony. Just before that, Ryan claimed Game Pass is unprofitable for Microsoft. Here's another quote. The Game Pass business model appears to have some challenges, and Microsoft appears to be losing a lot of money on it. Ryan said, those comments came before Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, though, and now the game has changed. For Sony, it seems the game has changed significantly. The Insomniac data breach comes as Sony's live service game push hangs in the balance. Last month, Sony president Hiroki Totoki said the company was reviewing the 12 live service PlayStation games it had in the works and committed to launching only 6 of them by the end of March 2026. Totoki said Sony is still working on when the other 6 live service games will come out, adding, it's not that we stick to certain titles, but for the gamers, quality should be the most important. One has already fallen away completely, however, as Naughty Dog canceled The Last of Us multiplayer game to focus on single-player titles in December 2023. Now you can go off.
It's crazy. Man. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's crazy looking at these numbers, and they as we come closer to the current day, those numbers are dwindling.
As I tried to tell,
I mean, K-Mega, you sent me that list of the sales, and it's just back in 2018, so many games were hitting so many big numbers, and then you go to look at the last few years, and it's just like a freaking dead highway.
Bro, Horizon sold more than The Last of Us on PlayStation 4. I mean,
what? Hold on.
Yeah. Horizon sold more.
Horizon, the racing game, or Horizon the
No. Well, yeah, Horizon has sold more than Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us, but Horizon Zero Dawn is sold more than The Last of Us and Uncharted combined.
Send me the link. I'm not doubting you.
Yeah, no, I'm going off of.
I'm going off GRG. Did you put it in GRG?
Yeah, it's in GRG.
All right. What?
Yeah, I put the stats. They're separated, and I also put the chart. Like, you know what I'm saying, to show that I am not trying to make no bullshit up.
Today, K-Mega doing his damn homework.
Yeah, because I'm going through my back channels, and the back channels is just sending me shit back like, yo, Mega, look at this shit. Yo, bro, what's this? What's that? Like, and then I'm going into my own little spots too and just looking and seeing to verify before I say something. And the industry itself is cooking. It's cooking, Jack, because all these things is being said. Like, there are people that's been within the industry that talks and they, do the whole ass kissing, blah, 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 blah. They are in shock because they believe the shit that they've heard from other people. And now they're like, yo, what? Now it comes to ask the question. It begs the question, why did Days Gone not get a sequel? It sold more than The Last of Us and Uncharted. Why did Days Gone not get a sequel? It should have got a proper sequel. And who gave this thought process to what? I don't know. Was it Jim Ryan, or was it the top brass at Sony that said, "Look, man, we're going to charge more money. We're just going to charge more money. It's the right thing to do." Was it that they talked to people that Take-Two and then they, and EA, and they were like, "Oh man, let's go ahead and let's just do this shit." I don't know, but this isn't, I mean, EA has had to shut down studios. The only people that can get away with this really thoroughly is Nintendo and Take-Two, because there's going to be people that's going to grit their teeth with Grand Theft Auto 6, but they'll still get it. They'll still pay the $70 for NBA 2K.
Or FIFA.
Or FIFA. Well, yeah, for FIFA or Madden. but there's studios that got shut down because they tried to charge that $70 for a good game, which is the Immortals of Avium. They're toast. That studio's done. So
there's levels, guys. There's must-have games in these games that, like,
yes,
I want to have it, but it's not a must-have.
Yeah, no, and that's the problem. Like, I feel like every new IP should be $60 or less, so they can get off the ground, get a chance to get off the ground, get a chance for people to sit there and to see them, or put them into your service, put them in PlayStation Plus, put them in Game Pass, give them an put them in EA Play, give them opportunity to try to do something. But no, it's not. It. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just like, no, we're just going to drive it down. And I know that Immortals of Avium is on EA Access, but the problem is that it doesn't do what Ubisoft Plus does, which lets you get those games on Xbox and PC. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
how does that work? How does that work? You can only play it on Xbox.
Well, I don't think that Ubisoft Plus works on PlayStation. Now, I don't know. People in the chat, please let me know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it does.
Yeah, no,
I don't think so. I honestly
so.
Don't think so, because I remember when I was signing up for Ubisoft Plus,
it didn't show PlayStation.
I don't remember it saying anything about PlayStation.
No, it just shows Xbox, Ubisoft, PC, and the live service that
like Luna.
That's it. PlayStation wasn't shown at all.
Luna still exists.
Yeah, Luna still exists. Luna's actually the best out of all of them, even xCloud. xCloud has improved tremendously, but Luna works incredible. So
let me get the super chats.
Yeah.
Sir Expert, thanks so much for yet another super chat. It says K-Mega preaches facts, IGN look not like IGN facts.
Talk that shit.
Okay. Jax82, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hey K-Mega, what was the sales of Quantum Era?
Oh my God. Let's see.
Let's not do that.
I don't think that they're not in this.
Leave it alone, man. Damn.
They're not in this list because I think that they're
pressure on people.
Oh my God. Hold on. Let me go and check. Let me go and check and see if I see it in this list.
Come on, man. I mean, that game was supposed to come over on Xbox too, anyways, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to come to Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, come on, man.
But Xbox doesn't have.
Man, they got the boot on the neck and they pressing.
Well, okay. This is from last year's, so that won't come out until probably next year.
Well,
so
thank goodness.
Yeah. Because I was looking for because this is from last year on down to 2020. So from this graph,
and it's their game, and I need the stats. Hey man,
Infamous Second Son only sold 5 million. Brother. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Here, I'll go on ahead and put it on the screen just so everybody can kind of see.
People are
go ahead and show it. Go ahead and show it. Yeah.
Is no one buying these games? What's going on?
No. I mean, this is the reality of it.
Second Son is a very good game, guys.
It is a very good game. I bought it. I got over 150 PlayStation games. Plus the games that I buy, I double dipped and I bought on PC. I've supported this, and I'm an Xbox guy. So what that makes me feel like, damn, y'all are tragic out there on PlayStation Nation, man. I don't know what to say about you. I don't know what to say about you, man. Y'all are tragic.
All right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm all good. After we check out this list, let's get on up out of here. This has been a very upsetting experience.
If you want to show the actual list, I think I got the actual list at the bottom, because you can go to the GRG where because I put that.
You're still on Greg Miller, You still have Greg Miller's tweet up there.
Bro. No. I never put up Greg Miller's tweet or nothing. That's from Vinny.
I saw you.
It ain't my fault. Vinny. People on Twitter out here talking. It is not my fault. Don't put that on me, Lo. Don't put that on me. I mean, I know I'm in here doing my talking and whatnot, but I'm just saying, Vinny out here just saying what he has to say. It's up to you if you wish to read it or whatever. People want answers. That's not my problem.
Oh my God. It looks like he deleted 1 or 2 tweets. Oh my Lord.
Who did? Greg Miller?
Greg Miller.
Oh, he's getting cooked out there. The gaming streets is cooking his ass. The gaming streets is cooking his ass.
They're not loving it.
Right.
They're not loving what he has to say. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a, you know what? I'll just copy all this and put it into a notepad or something like that. This is a little easier to see. Is there an actual link to this, K Mega?
Yes. Let me go ahead and get that for you.
Yeah. But damn, people are putting in double standard in the chat. Woo.
I mean, bro, it's damn tragic.
The first tweet, this you.
Screenshots of him next to the Suicide Squad leak, like doing the pose and smiling. Oh my Lord.
That should take you straight to it, Ham. I'll send you the link.
They're sharing his thumbnails. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Where's the thumbnail? Oh shit, right here.
Yeah. Dude's a fraud. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't have anything against him personally. I respect these people that do their work that they do. That's hit success and stuff like that. But you're a fraud. You are part of the problem. You on the machine. You are part of the machine. You're not going against the machine. You know what I'm saying? That is so damn tragic.
You know what? I'm saying? All I have to say is I'm glad
there we go.
It wasn't Paris that came out to say it.
Right.
Is that messed up? The fact that I'm thinking that.
There you guys go.
I'm glad it wasn't.
You wanted the document. You got the document.
K Mega ain't gonna sit there and lie to you. Uncle K ain't gonna lie to you.
2 miles an hour.
Ah, damn. Just let that sit there and simmer. Y'all watch these. You look at these numbers.
Y'all take the screenshot that you want. Do with the information what thou wilt. K-Mega, plug your stuff so we can get on up out of here. I think this is a good note to leave on.
Yeah, man. Come and check out my channel, K-Mega 405. I did GRG from last Friday, did the crossover with me and Ham Solo. And also I did a My Thoughts video. I was going to try to hit up Don. I'm going to see if he's going to be available for tomorrow so we can do the Dev and the Gamer. But yeah, come and check out the channel. I really do appreciate you guys just coming out there. I'm getting close to that 5,000. If you want to subscribe, that would be great. And I will be back with GRG next year, early next year, and Fight Night Sunday early next year. So I hope you guys will come and check out the content. But also on Twitter at KMega4, on TikTok at KMega405, and on Twitch KMega405.
Yeah, sorry. I'm scrolling through the comments.
Are you reading these? Are you looking at these numbers, Loke? Are you looking at these?
I screenshotted it. I will look at it later. Right now, I'm looking at the comments for this Greg Miller post, and it is vicious.
Cook him. Cook his fake ass for that.
I'm seeing PlayStation people being like, dude, what the fuck? PlayStation fans. If you can get PlayStation fans to disagree with you and agree with Xbox fans, you have a problem. That's all I have to say. Ham, I'll just plug our stuff and then we can get out of here.
Man, the last thing I want to say is
okay. But
this shit is fucking roasted. It is cooked all the way to crisp. Shout out to DJ Berto Doss up in the chat with a $2 super chat saying the Sony tea. Oh, it is spilled. It is all over the floor.
Just rewind the show.
Anybody walking in the door can see the stain. There is not an amount of OxyClean that will take this stain out. It is there for the history books. This is embarrassing. But I mean, sorry to the developers over at Insomniac, but this ain't about you. This is so much deeper than we probably really even understand, in the sense of like why they got hacked and why the people behind them specifically chose them to target. They called them easy. They said, y'all are easy work. Give me money. And they said no. And they said, okay, we're going to do what we said. This is a fucking problem. Lo, go ahead and take us up out of here, man.
Thank you to everyone for coming through. We appreciate all the love and support. Thank you so much for all the super chats, for keeping the comments very vibrant and interesting today.
No.
What?
Oh man, I mean, K-Meg is sending me stuff, and I opened it and I done seen. Yo, get me the fuck up out of here.
The canceled.
We'll do this on Friday.
Art,
we'll do it on Friday.
Concept art of the Spider-Man web game. Yeah, this tea is all spilled.
Okay. Hey, Cozy. Welcome in, Cozy. But we're leaving. So thank you to
Good that
everyone.
Cozy didn't come to see this slaughter.
Man. Well, you can rewind, Cozy. It's 3 hours long. Thank you guys for coming through. K-Mega, thank you for braving through your illness to be on the show. Really appreciate
good.
you coming
through. Feeling real good now.
Yeah, man. I'm revigorated.
Matt, we appreciate the salt as usual. So yeah, Tuesdays we usually do the lowdown on TSWS Gaming. This week was a bit special because things happened, as you guys just saw. Wednesdays is the 2-player podcast. Ham Solo goes over to Matt Likes Games channel and does a 2-player podcast there. Thursday is the big Behind Them Sticks interview where Ham Solo interviews. Sometimes it's random people in the gaming world, but sometimes it's also people like Paris Lilly, Phil Spencer, Jim Ryan, etc. We still haven't found time for Phil Spencer because Ham is super busy, right? But
yeah,
we'll find some time to fit him in next year. Fridays is bullshitting. Me, Ham, Cozy, and Matt, and a guest. Probably I'm gonna try and rope K-Mega into this week's show. We'll see if he accepts. And then we usually discuss video games and the gaming news. I'm sure this is still going to be bubbling. There's going to be new details that are going to pop up.
It hasn't even stopped.
It's still coming in to me. People are sending me shit like, Mega, you see this?
Oh, my goodness. Well, man. If there's no GRG, now we know what's going to happen. We're going to do Bullsitting Part 1, and then me and Cozy are going to jump over to Wise Old Gamers channel. And then after that, we'll do Bullsitting Part 2. That's what we're going to do this Friday. And then on Sundays, I usually do my gaming log. I'm still not sure of the format I'm going to do this week because last week I edited a video and then, but sometimes also do live reactions. We'll see how I'm feeling on Sunday. And then on Mondays, K-Mega and Ham, both of these guys here, do the crossover, which is a show that 1 week is on TSWS, the other week is on K-Mega's channel. They alternate. And pretty much you can find all three of us on Twitter. Our names are, as you can see on our profiles over here. You just add the Twitter @ And pretty much that's it. Thank you guys for coming through. This was fun. Ham, keep it moving. Keep it gaming, or
you gotta stop,
man.
What?
You gotta stop trying to.
I always mess it up.
You always
I
do.
say keep it moving instead of saying keep it gaming. Sorry. Anyways, this was fun. Cheers.
I got one more for you, Ham. Just to sign, just to get out of there.
What are you doing, K-Man? What are you
sending?
doing?
Just one more. All right, because now they're just piling it on, and I'm like, man, there's just so much. I'm going to like 5 different places. People are hitting me up, and they're saying, man, can you see this? And then I'm conversating back. I'm just like, this shit is crazy, bro. Here's another one. I'm gonna send this one to you. That one is The Last of Us. What it looked like, the header screen, not the header screen, but you know what I mean, like the when you come in and you want to pick whatever.
Let's get out of here, look. Go ahead and hit that end stream button. Let's get up out of here. Shit.
Oh, man, this man. I thought we were out of here. Okay, all right.
Hey, Mega. Sir X-Man. Really appreciate the suggestion, bro. You were right, and thank you very much. All right, everyone.